that just keeps popping up. So they finished last year, it was 7th. The year before, that was 7th. That was 10th. The year before that was 7th. The year before that was 7th. The year before that was, what do you reckon?
I'm going to predict it might have been 7th.
It was. They have this issue with not finishing higher or lower. So hopefully this year can be a change of style for them.
I reckon they might. I mean, I consider that football no man's land. Okay,
Yeah.
that you're not the worst, so you don't need a total rebuild. There's probably some signs you're making improvement, but at the end of the day, you're a couple of games short of playing finals. And some teams, unfortunately, can get stuck there. Of Cobras, look, Matty Pethick, second year. What got to them last year in a 6-12 season was close losses. And again, last week at Flagstaff Hill, a competitive loss. Would like the first quarter back over again. Outside of that, they would have been pretty happy.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's what needs to change for 2026. We need to start getting a couple more goals to make those competitive close losses really push towards actual potential winning games. They're only a couple of wins away from finals. That's the key.
Yep, and I think, to be honest, I have a feeling that if one of these two teams today can sweep this head-to-head series, they're going to have the inside running if everything else works out. Because we look at last week, we had Happy Valley, big winners, they're going to be around the mark.
Yep.
Ranella, you saw them, how impressive were the Wineflies?
Yeah, they did very well. When was the last time a Premiers went into a game not favourites the next year?
Yeah, well...
That's what happened.
You know, and Porties lost, weren't disgraced. And Premiers, you know, if you want to play the Premiers the next year, you want to play them first up. Because they're going to be just that little bit behind. Ranella took full advantage. Okay, we've got Ranella, we've got Happy Valley, we've got Port Noarlunga and Flagstaff Hill.
They're
Beat
the four
Cove last week. So that's 4, and there's
big
5
boys.
spots. 1 spot for Aldinga, Morfett Vale, Ironbank. Okay, maybe we'll have a big improver from one of those 3. Or these 2, Cove or Christies.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably right. It's between Cove and Christies. That's a very early prediction.
Elsewhere around one, Ollie, I mean, you were there, you're at Port Noarlunga. What else caught your eye? What was the standout story?
The standout story, I think it was a celebration of the club. It's been a while since they won a premiership, so fantastic to Port Noarlunga for getting up in the grand final. They celebrated well despite the loss in round 1, but it's business as usual for Ranella.
Yeah, and of course, Port Noarlunga travel to Morfett Vale today and may well be right on song against the Emus. And we're going to see Porties next week. Anzac Day game, always special, Happy Valley. I think we'll get a real test of where Porties are, and Valleys as well.
Absolutely. Grand final rematch. Can't ask for better than that.
So what else is you've done a bit of chatting with the people at Cove. What have you found out about the side for this year?
Well, there's been 3 changes from last week. A lot of the A-grade players today actually played in the B-grade last week against Old Noarlunga.
For Christies, yeah.
Yeah. So they got a bit of a run for Christies, which is good for them. There's a lot of changes, though. There's like 8 of them. Is that normal for the start of a new season?
From a team from last year?
Yeah.
Look, if you didn't play finals, it's on the high side of average. So not remarkable. I've done some Sandful under-18s in my time, and they make 15 changes a week. But it's a different structure. You expect normally probably about if you're third of your team maybe to turn over. And I'm actually quite surprised that a lot of the players here today did play league footy last year for Christies. I think I've got 4 that didn't. So when you mention the 8, it's 4 that played the last round and 4 that were playing Bs. And speaking of which, Ollie, we got a final score on the B grade. Got to write it down before they take it down.
11-2 to 7-8. That's a Hallett Cove victory. So they've won the 13s, they won the 15s, the 17s, and the B grade, Hallett Cove.
I don't even know if that was
a theme.
That might have been 11-12. I'm just that quick. The siren had not stopped sounding, and the scoreboard monitors, love them, not being critical, had that down. So we'll confirm that, but definitely Cove, you're quite correct. Started at 8:15 this morning for the young and keen.
I was there.
Yeah, 39-point win to Cove, 10-10 to 5-1. Under 15s, that was 9:30 for those who sleep in. 60-point win to Cove. 12 goals won to 2 goals won. Under 17 and a half, you saw this. It was one-way traffic. Cove 24-20, Christies 230, 149 point to Cove. And Christies have gone from a 207-point win to a 149 point loss. That is your football spectrum.
Community football for you. You would never see that anywhere else.
No, well, hopefully you wouldn't see that in the AFL, or else you'd be saying, who works for Sportsbet? Let's move on very quickly. So we talked about Cove. Christies, of course, we talk about it's a long off season. It's been even longer for them because they had to sit and watch, albeit, as you said, with 8 of their players getting a run in the Bees and a couple playing for Mount Barker. I'm not sure how that worked, but
I noticed that too.
2 playing for Mount Barker. So those that wanted the run, maybe it was a bit of a trial.
Yeah, I would assume it was. If they wanted a bit of a run in their first bite off, I would, you encourage the players to do it.
So just putting in the score. So you mentioned the 3 changes for Cove. Lachlan Hayes, Adam Kleinigan, Alex Percy, 3 outs. Now Hayes and Percy ran some of the best last week, 3rd and 2nd best. Coming in, Zach Thomas, Alex O'Shaughnessy, I enjoy calling that today, and Jaden Morton. And you're looking at those names, a fair bit of experience coming in there, especially with O'Shaughnessy playing since 2017, and Morton was, since 2020.
So they certainly know their way around Copper Park here.
So you may have noticed that we don't have the traditional changeover, because we're going to have I think the best way to describe this, Ollie, is a commemoration.
Yeah, I would say commemoration is a good term.
You've had a chat to the Hallett Cove president, so I'll let you talk us through what we're seeing in front of us.
So John Buss, he's a legend of the Cove Football Club, and his ashes are actually buried right in the dead centre, which is confusing because there's 2 centre circles. Which one? Maybe in the middle of both. But he's obviously recognised as the first home game of every single season here at Hallett Cove. They always remember him. He's an important person to the Cobras for years and years. They always have a big circle of friends, and they love to celebrate him with his favourite drink, my favourite drink too, Coke.
Have to have one of those in the 5th quarter. That will not go to air. So he's going to have a moment of silence, which we should respect. We'll be back very shortly. All right. Appreciate your patience as we pay our due respects there. Ollie, I'll get you to just keep an eye when they disperse, because they might just do the coin toss while everybody's in the middle, as everyone now does disperse. Want to mention our sponsors, part of 2026, bringing you Southern Football League on Filming Footy every single Saturday, and maybe a few on Sunday when it's finals time. I want to thank Pro Build Australia for your renovation repairs, A Diffusion Australia, your one-stop air conditioning trade centre, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, part of the RD Jones Group, and Doman & Co Real Estate. Thanks to Sam Doman for his fantastic support. Our other sponsors of the broadcast include Dartfish Live Stats. You'll hear it all day. The Sportal Scoreboard. Classic Clashes. Always have to slow down for that one. UTF Trailers. We're enjoying one of those right now. Archie's Footwear. The best player will enjoy some of that later on. And Filming Footy. Huge number. Shout out to Rowett and John Douglas in management there. 216 games they're filming today. We're one of them. Josh on camera, Ollie and Phil. 216 games, Ollie. The mind just boggles at how you roster that up.
That is huge. It's amazing how you remember all your staff.
Exactly. Yes. You need to make yourself memorable. All right. Coin toss, I think, is going to be happening. Interesting to note, Christies Beach in the alternate. They're in what I call the Para Hills uniform, if you know what Para Hills look like.
Right.
Sort of Power-esque, but just red instead of black and black instead of aqua, which is good. We got a clash. Can't ask for more than that.
Coin toss here is going to be done by Brenton Scott, with umpires Simon Thompson and Austin Robertson. They'll be leading us today, leading the charge. I'd like to get this coin toss underway, but of course you've got to shake every person's hands before.
That's it. Yeah. Should we shake hands, Ollie?
Tell you what, as an umpire, they shake more hands than they actually blow the whistle.
Now come on, thank you. This is what I love about this football. Lincoln Holder, captain for Cove. And look, huge day, by the way, for Cove. We've got Riley Holder, played his first game. Lincoln Holder, of course, brother, been around for a while. And they are the sons of a Cove life member in Matt Holder. So, first time the brothers playing here at home. I'm sure Matt will be in attendance.
It's probably the first time the brothers have played together this year.
For a while.
For a long time, since they were probably teenagers.
Roxby Downs, it might have been.
Roxby Downs.
Following their journey. They both had a Roxby Downs start. Lincoln Holder went by Colonel Light Gardens, has ended up here at Cove. 30 goals last year. Riley Holder, Roxby Downs, Plimpton Bulldogs as a junior, South Australian under 16 rep. Played 16s, 18s, reserves and league for Glenelg, including, I think he's a two-time premiership player, and last year played in the Sandford Grand Final.
Yeah, it's disappointing for them. Of course they didn't get up, Glenelg. But he'll be hungry for Hallett Cove.
That's it. So you think he's going to... I'm really looking at the holders today, 18 and 41. For mine, for Christies, Michael Maisie was out there for the coin toss. When they met in the opening game last year, he kicked 9 goals.
He did kick 9 goals.
So, you reckon he might have the main defender for the day?
You would expect so. I believe that main defender is going to be potentially Reach. It'll be interesting to see. Those 9 goals, would you get the main defender or would you get the guy you didn't kick 9 on?
I reckon you'd need the main defender and your second best defender.
Maybe. You put the whole team down there.
Well, you'd think they'd go that way. Of course, they've also got one other in Mackenzie Neal, who in the second game kicked 5. So there's 2 targets. Cove, by the way, did win the toss. They will be going to the left of your screen. Just trying to work out, is that downhill, Ollie? It looks from here downhill.
From here it does look downhill. Knowing that I occasionally run across the ground, I don't think it is downhill. It certainly gets steeper behind the goals towards the car park. But no, I don't think it is downhill.
Well, we're set to rock and roll. Round 2, thanks to Filming Footy, Southern Footy League action. Josh giving you the shots, Phil and calling the shots, Ollie Riddle.
The crowd are in, the cameras are here, we are underway. Hallett Cove's first match at home for the season. Christies reached their first game of 2026. Bit of a false start. The ball is going to end up in the middle and we will have a ball up. Straight away off the back, our first stoppage.
If there was any mud to be had, there'd be a few muddy jerseys, but not a speck of dust to be seen.
Archibald and Thomas, there are ruckman for the day. Ball out, knocked out a little bit wider. Play's going to move along the inner wing. Right on we go. Hands, good smother, not smother in the end, a spoil right out of bounds towards the crowd. Can be dangerous standing close to the boundary.
Yep, so I'm going to try and keep track of centre clearances, other clearances, and inside 50s. So right now, one centre clearance to Christies. I'll see how far I go before I lose track.
I don't reckon you're going to get very far.
As from the tap down, again, Christies, the hand pass out from Murphy, didn't get too far. Hot footy right now, we haven't had it clear. That's the first kick to Riley Holder. Quick hand pass, Cove were away. The hand pass for Pearce, just a little too hot to handle. He's tackled, and that's going to be free kick, Christies Beach, right in front of the barbecue.
So right in front of us is a man named Jack Plenty. I spoke to him pre-game, trying to make sure I knew all the numbers, and he said, don't worry about any other numbers, focus on mine.
Just know 6 and you'll be fine. Special comments.
It's right in front of us there.
We almost
Dame Daniel Lee.
Sometimes you have to wait all season to wear a football. We've got the windows open here in the Southern Football League Filming Footy Media Centre. As the throw-in comes in, Christie's tap. Spills to Stoll. His kick now, only a wall of Saints. Ends up with Mundy. Brings it across the centre, inside 50. Now, I reckon this is first inside 50. Will go the way of the Saints. Cove have it. They're trying to work it out, courtesy of Galley, one of their long-time veterans. He's out in the pocket for Climbs Carlaw. He kicks it down the wing, and Cove are away.
Look at them go, streaming into the forward 50. They got one man chasing a couple of Christies, but 16, I believe, on his own. The first snap of the game is Alex O'Shaughnessy. Straight back into the team for Hallett Cove. First goal for him.
Played Rezzies last week, best on ground, got the call up. He has played for Cove, and no one but Cove over the last 10 seasons, making his league debut in 2017. 1 goal last year in 4 league games. He's already matched that.
Fantastic.
5 minutes into the game.
Fantastic effort for him. We'll go back to the middle there, and I should remember, I need to start marking these goals off. Because if I don't start now, I'll never do it and I'll forget. First goal for Alex O'Shaughnessy, and ball back in the middle.
So that was almost a coast-to-coast play by Cove. Beautifully done. They got the ball, they got some space, they had a finisher.
Certainly did. As ball's pushed out wide towards the outer wing. Kick just rolled forward. A bit of a worm burner towards half forward. And I reckon play may potentially hold up. It does. We'll have a ball up.
One inside 50 apiece, although this is where it is going to get tricky to do the stat. Because I've got no idea where the inside 50, I think I can just see it there. We're about 55 out. Right by the band. I think that was Jack Plenty with the kick. Was taken on kick, deemed not to be too late. Was touched. Going to be a throw-in. Pretty close to a jam-packed car park. They were parked everywhere, including some spaces some cars probably shouldn't be parked. But it's a popular day, home opener. Super Saturday, by the way. I've got to mention that in a sec. From the tap, umpires found a free kick. Was a throw. Christies Beach will take it. And Ollie, they will relieve a little bit of pressure.
It will certainly relieve pressure. You want to get outside of your D50 as soon as possible, but carefully too, with precision. We're stuck towards the very far spot here from our commentary box. That kick wasn't paid a mark. In fact, I reckon he might get a free kick here. He does. Potentially pushing the back. If we cross, but maybe we shouldn't have crossed. Tough ball. Good effort that came from Pearce. And it's held up now. Pretty much the opposite side of the 50.
Yeah, this spot reminds me of calling league footy. Used to call it in the Jimmy Dean Grandstand at Noongar, right down in the pocket. And I would call the other pocket down there in the Hubble telescope pocket because you needed it to see a bit of a smaller ground here than the open acres at Noongar Downs. As that kick goes out of bounds. Last disposal rule. Yep, that's what I thought. We'll end up with Damien Roach. Roach right in front of the club rooms. We'll send it inside 50 towards the scoreboard.
Good hands.
And that's a nice clunk.
I believe this could be Holder.
You're spot on, 41. We've had O'Shaughnessy with the first goal. So Riley Holder already has a goal in Cove colours last week, kicked 14 in 21 games for the Bays last week. Not sure if that's a pass or a shot. I think it's a shot. And Christies, a throw. Oh, Cove free.
Wow, very rarely does an umpire start with a free right in front of goal. It's hard for us to tell whether it was a throw from here.
Yeah, we'll leave you to go back on your screens and replay. Alex Shaw, I believe this is, number 11.
A nice, simple name for us to remember.
Yeah.
Love those sort of people. This is from, I wonder what his angle is. It's pretty direct, in fact. Should be the second goal of the game. It's missed, though. Crowd full to a silence, a minor score.
Well, Shaw has not kicked a goal since the 30th of July 2022. So I can understand why there might be a little bit of nerves if he's got his head in range. I don't know if that's through poor goal kicking or lack of opportunity or playing in defence. We've got a blood rule happening. Might just quickly get your tips on this game and the other ones, Ollie, before the score blows out too much. I'm going to tip Cove in this one. I think there's a bit more pressure on them to beat Christies. Your thoughts?
I'm going to go the safe option and say Christies. Christies have the biggest ground in the league, and now they're playing on one of the smallest. So I think that's advantage.
Okay. Other games, we've got Happy Valley Ranella, which is a big game.
It certainly is a good game. It's at Ranella, so maybe I'll tip Ranella. I saw him last week. Pretty impressive stuff from the Wineflies.
Yeah, Wineflies, when in doubt, pick him at home.
Certainly do, as the ball comes along the inner wing, sort of nudged towards the boundary line. Not so sure who wanted to do that. Knocked out all the way back. Now this is Wagzil. Towards the 50, no one could hold the mark. In fact, it's going to bobble around and we'll have a ball up, I believe. The
other games, do I need to start? I will. Morpeth Vale hosting Port Noarlunga.
Yep, I'm tipping the blue team there.
Okay. And Flaggies and Aldinga?
Oh, well, I'm tipping Flagstaff for that one too.
Yeah, you and me both. So the only we disagree on is this. Cove and Christies. Okay.
Glad we're doing this game. Who did the fixturing for that then?
Yeah, no, it's going to be there'll be times when I think these two will be outmatched by the higher powers, and there will be times when they'll take care of the lower powers. It's just a case of where do these two fit in the rankings to try for that fifth spot. It's deep in that pocket. Christies at the moment are under siege. I've got inside 50s at 7-1. It's going to be 8-1 any moment now. Holding on. What's that sort of...
Holding the man?
No, it was the sling. That was what it was.
The sling?
Sling signal.
Evans puts it in. Nice kick towards the pack. No one could really hold it there, but they certainly can hold their tackles. And we'll have the ball up.
Yeah, we haven't seen the ball close to us for about 4 minutes here.
I'm starting to think we should go for a bit of a walk.
We got the remote mics. Let's see what they can carry.
Umpire's blown a whistle here. Looks like it could be a Halico free kick. It is. So this is really interesting stuff. The person who'll have a shot at goal, Christopher Birch, he moved across for the Cobras in 2022. He couldn't really break into the Flagstaff Hill A-grade team, playing 19 A-grade games in 4 years.
Yeah.
He certainly found a home.
For opportunity.
For opportunity, exactly right. Hallett Cove will love him if he can put this through. Second goal of the game. Looks a little right. Straightens perfectly. Second one's in the bag. That came from Christopher Birch.
Birch, his first goal for season 2026. His kick 2 last year. Been here at Cove since 2022, as you mentioned. A Falcons junior. I want to quickly mention all the supporters of the Southern Footy League this year. They include Air Diffusion Australia, ADA, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscape Supplies, Master Plumbers Association of SA, the Flurio Milk Company, Paladin, Sharon, Sports Centre, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection, Darfish, and the Youth and Sports Foundation. When we get up to song, Ollie, we're going to rotate those.
Oh, isn't that going to be fantastic?
6 to 14 in one breath. Some great sponsors of a great league here, the Southern Footy League. Hope you're enjoying it on Filming Footy.
So moved across wider now, right towards our commentary box. First time we've seen the player in front of us. Tried to spin. That was well done. Handball keeps on moving. An up and under. A real up and under. No one can grab hold of that. Fist came through. Bit of a sheepish sort of tackle there. Waited on at 13 and now dug in. We'll have a ball up.
Yeah, so Harrison Butcher, number 5 for the Saints. Taken a bit high, but the angle I was looking at and the umpire was positioned was 180 degrees different, so nothing there. As the rucks go to it, tap down, Riley Holder. That combination's already looking the goods for Cove. The kick on to Jaden Morton. Bit of a high sky one. Plenty of football in front of the club rooms today. It's actually, to be honest, it's a deck chair and sit out in the sun kind of day.
It is. This is the perfect oval for a day like today. Get out of your cars, get around the country oval, start socialising as the ball out comes. Smack towards pretty much himself there. Hit him in the head actually. Now right in front of us. This is interesting. Peters waits on Gill. Smack back. That was really nicely done. Now Tom Gill. Straight out of half back. Right back where it came. Diving mark. Couldn't be held. Couldn't get near it really. And now we're going to cut off through the centre of the ground. Mark's taken. That came from Wordsworth, straight inside 50. No one could get to it on the full. Sort of being held, half held there. That came from Evans and straight kick out wide. Very wide along the outer wing. Christies Beach have the numbers and they should find a mark safely. They do.
The veteran in Coakley finding Austin Hogg. Hogg towards the 50-metre arc. I've got the inside 50 count at 9-3 in favour of Cove. Make that 9-4 unless the free kick recipient decides to elect to kick backwards. He doesn't. To the hot spot. I like where this is placed at the 25-metre dash. It gives the Christies forward something to chase. In the end, it was all a bit too much for Callum Bennett. And it's going to spill out of bounds. Throwing right in front of your commentary crew today. Phil Hurden, Ollie Riddle and Josh on camera. And I'll give you remind me, Ollie, next break to tell you who's the umpires today.
I can tell you who the umpires today. As the Wayne moves across. Handball, a bit of a throw or just sort of juggled out. Now he's going to get a better look. John Murphy. Beautiful kick and smashed high. Huge spoil. As our umpires are Simon Thompson and Austin Robertson leading our match today.
On the boundary, Harley Bodgner and Hugo Van Gestrel, and goal kickers, I was about to say. Goal umpires, Hayden Modra and Stephen Young. But I tell you what, Damien Roach with the golden fist with the thump out of bounds.
That was huge.
Note to Josh, send that to bounce. Don't think they'll show it, but you never know.
Mark's taken here, and in fact it is Joshua Giroux, who kicked the goal last week in the reserves. Of course, Christies Beach A-grade had the bye.
Do we have Sandstorm on file somewhere?
Sandstorm?
Darude?
No? Sandstorm? Hate to break it to you, I'm not that old.
You've got the rest of the quarter.
Darude's got a shot here, about 35 out, pretty much straight in front. I wouldn't say he's brave with the kick. He's quite confident. It's not going to get the journey. Touched right in the goal square. Play's going to move on. Sort of fell on him, Maisie. It's going to be a free kick. Alec Cove's way. You can't do that.
So if you just joined us, Christie's having a little bit of a purple patch with a couple of consecutive inside 50s, but it has mainly been Cove today. There's a mark right in front of us. I tell you, if I can't identify that player, I should give it up. That's Zach Thomas, who kicks it right in front of us. Gee, I love our spot here. I think we're going to wear a football sometime today. Might need to bring a helmet. O'Shaughnessy along the boundary, and that kick is wayward. Doesn't matter, new rules, old rules, between the arse, lasso, whatever you call it, that is a Christie's free.
So we'll set up here, Christies Beach. We'll just hold off before we go deep. I like what they're doing. Inside 50, the hot spot they call it. Oh, huge leap from behind, couldn't hold it. Play's going to move on. Snap is incoming. It's there. Joshua Giroux. Straight away, and would you like to tell me what that reference was before?
I'm going to have to look it up, but there's a famous song called Sandstorm by Darude.
From the 50s?
No. It's okay. Quarter time break, folk. I'm going to educate Ollie on techno music.
Well, I already know the hits.
Okay. You'll hear it and you'll go, that song.
First A-grade game for the year. First A-grade game for everyone for Christies Beach for 2026. That includes Joshua Darude, who kicks their first goal. It's 2-1 to 1 straight. Hallett Cove is leading by a goal. In fact, by 7 points. And as the ball is straight back up in the middle, Phil.
Just the Josh Darude story, not the Sandstorm one. I was in the Rezzies last week, kicked a goal, kicked 16 goals from 14 league games last season.
So play's going to move on. Shaw's in the centre of the ground. Plenty, who we spoke about before the game, who's quite overconfident about this match. We'll see how he goes. His kick just dribbled forwards. Umpire Simon Thompson, he's given 25 too. Simon Thompson, I know him well. He's a tight ship sort of bloke. He runs a tight ship and he is very hard-nosed. He's not going to be wasting around for any time. If there's 25 to be paid, he will pay that 25, no problem. So this here is 18, Lincoln Holder, obviously the brother of Riley, the captain of the Cobras. A captain's goal early on as you stare into your computer screen.
So I've got the ready to go, Roost, for you.
All right. So Holder directly in front, 40 out, looks good. The crowd, they cheer and Holder's got the third goal for the Cobras. Captain's opportunity for him. How'd you see it?
Well, he is the man. You give him some space, he'll convert. Was best on ground last week in the loss to Flagstaff Hill. Where they lost the game was in the first quarter. I think Flaggies kicked 5 goals to 0, had that buffer, kept them at arm's length all afternoon. Now it's Cove doing the same to Christies. On the Sportal scoreboard, it is Cove 3-1-19. Christies Beach, the Saints in red, are 1 straight 6.
So we wait in the centre of the ground, umpire pointing towards, Michael Mays is going to get back in the goal square before we commence. Centre bounce, how's your centre clearances going?
I lost track a couple ago. I think it's Cove 2, Christies Beach 3.
So smack down. The race is on here to grab that football. Couple of fumbles. And now Rowe. He's going to roll it towards the goals. Will it bounce through? Yes, it does. Straight away. Something out of nothing there. There was plenty of players around that football. Quick snap. You've got to get to the ball first. That's the key. If you haven't figured that part out already.
Yeah, Bailey Rowe, 3 goals at reserves level last year, 2 goals at C grade. Kicked a goal last week in the Bees, which had a thumping win over Old Noarlunga, which makes sense given they had half the A grade team in that squad. I guess that's one way to make use of the situation that came up with Noarlunga pulling out. It's Ironbank Cherry Gardens who have the bye this week, and it's Cove who are going to have the bye next week. I'll tell you an interesting stat in a sec.
So play moves on. From the centre, it's Christies Beach who pushes it out with the red and white stash there. Sort of North Adelaide and Para Hills like, as you mentioned. And we're going to have a ball up, I believe, here. Right towards the commentary side of the ground, the western side, the ocean side. Any more sides you can name?
Golf side.
The golf side, yes, good point. The train line side. And we'll have another ball up right in front of the Christies Beach bench.
And we're in the ex-refinery pocket.
Ex-refinery pocket? Yeah. How come?
There was a refinery.
Oh yeah, of course, the refinery behind us.
Right, you're not that young.
Yes, it's been a few years since that's been running. Of course, you've been around for more than just a few years.
Yeah, I was here before they built the refinery. I can't tell you, like when I first came to Hallett Cove, there wasn't much of Hallett Cove to be seen.
Yes, I remember the same where I live too. As it's knocked over, that could be a free kick here.
Yeah, it's deliberate.
It is.
It still exists deliberate here. Okay. Different leagues interpret this different. Those that came up with the last possession sort of say, well, we don't have deliberate, but deliberate as it got. Christies free. They'll bring it down in front of the coaches' boxes. Spills out the back. Christies have already got 1 goal. Limited opportunities up forward. Beautiful work by Bailey Rowe. Has a goal. Has an inside 50. Couldn't quite connect with Mundy. Mundy, unfortunately, doubles down and gets Scott Abbott a little high onto Michael Galley. Michael Galley has been playing football here since 2010. A-grade, that was his A-grade debut, 2010.
I started school in 2010.
Correct. So Christies have it, and they get to go again. Long-reaching kick. There's a lot of blue here. They all went up, and in the end, one of them's going to get a free kick.
It's Roach with the free, I believe. It was a huge leap. Sort of came down with a bit of a thud.
He throws himself in. I've only seen Damien Roach for about 20 minutes. Conclusion, he throws himself in.
He broke into the side last year after playing the last 5 games of the season. Still in it in 2026. And I'm not sure he'll be able to remember that after that big fall.
Yeah.
He'll push out.
Not much padding on top either.
No, you're right too. I wouldn't be.
Says me.
Oh, you. Along the outer wing here, as the cool breeze comes through the commentary box. Bit of a fan of that. Hallett Cove's picked out a free kick, I believe. Right in front of all of the Hallett Cove sponsors. Push towards half forward goes the football. Hallett Cove's direction. Huge leap from Christies Beach. No one could hold the mark, and it's going to be trapped inside. Ball bobbing around. Handball came all the way out to space. Beautiful. Look at that. Charging through like Tarzan and puts it on the boot, and there's a goalkeeper there. Unfortunately for Hallett Cove, mark's been taken, and Christie Beach will want to work it out towards the outer side.
You sort of get the vibe that Cove were dominating, but we're talking about a 7-point lead here. Christies have worked themselves back into the game as they get it down the wing, brought down by Butcher. Nice run on, grubber kick. This sets a task for, I reckon that was Maisie. Not quite up on this occasion. Back to the veteran in Galley. Galley, a good visionary kick, spots up a lot of blue in the wing. One of them will take the mark, get paid the free. Take your pick.
Certainly don't think it was a mark. I would say it's free. It's Riley Holder, the former Glenelg Premiership and Grand Final lots player. He has experienced both. Hopefully,
I think it's called runner-up.
What's it? Runner-up? I mean, Grand Final loss.
Grand Finalist runner-up.
Stomps inside 50. They go. Hallett Cove has got a man. You can see it coming from a mile away. Beautiful place to spot the football, but danger zone. Centre half forward.
Actually, I like that because I mean we got the hot spot. And if I have a couple of sins as a commentator, as fans are going to find out this year. One of them is I call hotspot a lot. I might have to just interchange that with to the danger zone.
The danger zone. Through centre half forward. Not sure who took the mark. It's hard to tell now when they're all standing around.
Number 10, Jaden Morton.
Jaden Morton, who kicked 2 goals in the B grade last week. His 3rd A grade match in 2 years. And he's put it through. So Hallett Cove will get around him. It's another goal to the Cobras, who have started this first term really well. Christies Beach haven't seen a lot of it down their end, unfortunately.
Yeah, Morton, one of 12 players that have pretty much played all of their community footy here at Cove. Quite a few have had a run at South Adelaide or Glenelg through the junior levels. And there's actually another 3, Kyle Stott, Brody Pearce, Jack Plenty, that started as juniors at Cove, went away, played elsewhere, and are now back.
That's the beautiful thing about community football. Once they've had their luxurious career, they tend to return as veterans of the game. Balls up in the middle here. So we have our 2 right men who just don't really do much with the tap. It's pushed out further wide. Kick smothered. Not ideal from Abbott. Play's going to move on. Right here from Churchill. Along the centre of the ground, pushed out towards us. Mark is taken. And suddenly they attack the Saints. And Roach will hold on to that. He does. Oh, dangerous kick. Mark's taken really well by Wigzell. He's just going to hold it. Wigzell featured in the under-17s last year. Suddenly he's playing for the A grade as Max Sweet takes the mark right in front of us.
Yeah, you got Sweet, you got Plenty at 4 and 5. Sounds like a good day at the canteen, which I did check out earlier today. Recommend the hot dogs as holder. I've got to mention which one now. That was Riley, or it's already raking up some good touches. Puts that in Cove's forward area. I've worked out I have got a blind spot. And we've just touched 3 o'clock local time. A slightly late start, but I'd say quarter time, Ollie, is imminent.
I would say the first stanza will finish very quickly as the ball's knocked towards Roach. Couldn't quite get hands on it as we're going to most likely get a stoppage. No, I take it all back. Ball's being thrown out towards the inner side and back into play now as they climb on top of each other to try and grow it. Oh, that was a bit dangerous. Gill didn't hit his head though, luckily. Umpire doesn't pay it. I'm surprised there as they climb on top of each other. And now Gill gets up pretty quick. Huge kick towards half forward, right in front of a scoreboard. Players can't see it because of the sun. And no one's able to take the mark. And we might get a ball up here. I believe we do.
It's quarter time imminent. I want to thank our major broadcast sponsor, Sheer Pro Build Australia. for all your renovation repairs. Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop air conditioning trade centre. The Aussie Inn at Hackham, and Doman & Co. Real Estate. Thanks to Sam Doman for his support.
Good mark, Rowe. Strong hands right in front of the coach's box along this inner wing. He's got plenty of time here. They should be shouting out. Quarter time's about to come. So go now before it's too late. Maisie's at the pack. Got a hand to it. Free kick going towards Christies Beach. And look at Austin Hogg. Takes a second bounce. Go for a third, mate. He's going to walk in, kick the goal. Right before quarter time, Christies Beach get one back.
That's huge. It was Hallett Cove's quarter. They'd eked out a pretty decent 13-point lead. That one's going to hurt the home team and give Coach Matt Pettick something to talk about.
Austin Hogg is one of the two players who played for Mount Barker last week in the A-grade game. He also played 6 A-grade games last year. 4 times he featured in the best players. That's a pretty good record.
That's a good record. It was 15 games with the Panther reserves. So he was up and down the Lonsdale Highway all season. We're going to have to check out how that Mount Barker thing happened. Oh, sorry, not Dyson. Beach Road from Noarlunga. It's okay. I'll get my geography right.
No, but that's a big highway goes from here.
Yeah, but he's a Christies player, so therefore it's from Noarlunga to Christies.
Oh, yeah.
It's all right. Round one, for me, game one rust. We'll get there.
Okay. Ball's bounced up here as it's a tackle that comes from, I believe it came from Archibald the Ruckman. There's a few of them out there who have lost their hair, which is unfortunate. What doesn't happen to me. Can't say the same about you, unfortunately.
It's already happened.
Yep, you've already missed your boat. Ashley Martin, though, don't worry about them as the ball's kicked towards half forward. Look at that. Could be straight away, and it's drifted off to the left. Christies Beach. Yes, Christopher Birch there. Christies Beach will have a sigh of relief. Their good work was almost taken away from them. It's just a minor score. 4-2 here for Hallett Cove, and it's 3 goals straight for the visitors in the Saints.
Sport Scoreboard keeping us busy throughout the season. That's a nice kick marked by Nathan Stable on the half-back flank. Stable, his first hit out for points this season. Looking and finding out the back. Harrison Butcher looking to run onto it. Taps it forward to a teammate who wasn't quite there. Now, that was Neil who arrived a bit late. Riley Holder read that better. Kick inside 50 though by Christies. 25 metres out. The stretch, the tackle, was I held? No. Good hand pass out. There's an open Saint. And, that's a miss to Mackenzie Neal.
Kicked 5 goals, last time his two teams played. He was just left on his own goal side as well. Critical mistake.
Yeah, that could have brought it back to a 1-point game as it is. It stands at 7. Mental note, have a time clock in the next quarter.
Yeah, this has certainly gone for a longer quarter than you'd imagine. They do have time on in the
7 goals. I guess that makes sense. Holder sort of, I think, knows not long to go and is taking his time.
Smash towards the inner wing, right in front of the coaches. Mark from the back, really nicely done. That came from Christopher Birch. He's had a good first quarter. Moved on quickly. Away goes Sweet and now Stolt. Mark, is that taken? Yes, it is. Right at the back there, leaping over. And I believe right at Evans. He's going to have a crack at goal too.
I reckon this might be, I'll check. I won't correct you until I know. No, it is number
9 or 6.
It's an 8.
An 8 in the middle.
On the siren.
Noah climbs Carlaw. On the siren. This to extend the margin for Hallett Cove. The Cobras will love this if it goes through. Looks pretty good. Hands are in the air. They're pumped. The first stanza comes to a close. Hallett Cove have a decent 3-goal buffer.
Climbs Carlaw was the only Cobra to play every game last season at A grade, and he comes up with a big moment. That momentum I mentioned that Christies had rested back in Cove's favourite. They take a 13-point lead into quarter time on the Sport Scoreboard 5-2-32. Christies 3-1-19. We will take a break, come back. Ollie will give his thoughts. During the break, I will play Sandstorm by Daru for Ollie and tell you his reaction. Hope you're enjoying this broadcast. It is the Southern Football League on Filming Footy. Okay, are you ready?
But they've got to be able to situations where they just need to
Just have to Turn that down for a sec. Okay, now we're ready.
Voice Harley.
Right, yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah. Don't know.
I was about to say, it is a bit of an iconic. But that's all right. We're going to have some fun with the generation. Welcome back, quarter time here on just the most gorgeous day you could expect in mid-April in Adelaide, South Australia. 22 degrees, cooling breeze coming through, and a good game of footy. This is the Southern Football League, thanks to Filming Footy Round 2 action at the Cove, where the Cobra is having a Super Saturday. And you're with Phil Herden and Ollie Riddle. And Ollie, of course, it is a Super Saturday. We've got the normal 5 games, but we've got more than that. Women's game coming up at 5 o'clock.
Yes, that is
and
true.
A Masters game coming up as well. So if you're a Cove fan, and you can get down here later, please do. This place will be going off, the whole club here today, celebrating, as you always do, the home opener.
Exactly right. As the packs disperse across the ground here, one thing I do love about community footy is how big those quarter-time huddles can be.
Yeah, it was pretty huge pre-game. We did have a commemoration ceremony for one of the legends of Cove football earlier on. But yeah, look, everyone can come out and join. Good to see a healthy. Some games, Ollie, you see not many at the visitors. That was a pretty healthy group there around the Saints huddle, offering their encouragement. It's the Cove by 13. We're about to swap ends. Let's see if that makes a difference. We got 6, and we got 6, And we've got Ollie Riddle to bring you the call.
So ball's about to be thrown up here for the second quarter of the Southern Football League's film and footy broadcast. Archibald tried to tap, didn't really get anywhere near it in the end. Just fell down and now kicks forward. Comes for Hallett Cove. So they start where they finished off. Cove drilling the ball forwards. Pushed out wider. That was very well, nicely done. Churchill. Now right across the ground, in a wing here. They're going to slow it down, I believe. This is Joshua Giroud. I heard a bit of a tune at quarter time.
Ring a bell?
Yes, it does ring a bell. I do a lot of work for Fresh 92.7, so it does ring a big bell. Now Austin Cole kicked a really good goal. Probably the goal of the day so far in the first quarter. Laser off to the top of the square. Players coming around, punch forward, maybe to their detriment, but Hallett Cove will walk it out. Mark's taken. Handball wider. So this is good stuff. Right through, gun barrel straight as you would call it. Over the head, couldn't quite hold the mark. Pushed forward, right on top of each other. Handball comes out forward. Simmons can work it out. Does really well. Really well. Along the outer wing, Mark's taken.
So this will be Butcher. We'll bring it back a little bit in Boyd. Finds teammate in Bennett. Now they'll work it around the ring. Here comes the penetrating kick. Deep inside 50 from behind the Cobra's defence. They've done well to pick it up by the boundary and the far pocket here. Worked it back to Wybrow. Wybrow's kick almost where that kick started. But it's a Cobra's mark in defence. I'm going to suspect that start without being 100% sure. It's a couple of people with the deck chairs and the shave, the council bin. What else could you want? To another council bin. They're all over here. That's good to see, keeping the place clean. Kick forward now. There's a big chance to go. There's an open play. Here comes the defence from Christies. Well done by Cove to just bottle it up while it was there. And well done by, it was Thomas Kerwin, number 30, to not give away a free kick when outnumbered 2-1.
Really well, as the Christies say, decide to march it out of there. Do really well. So 8 overcooked the handball. We'll have to go back and fetch it. It does well. There's 13. That is Sable, the skipper. And we're out wider now. So row along the boundary. No mark can be taken. Christie's play from behind actually works to their benefit. Inside 50 we go. Good mark, strong mark. Knocked him straight out of the way, the Cobra. And from one side to the ground, I'll look to bring it back towards us. So that's a bit of a safety kick there. Right, and throwing the beautiful trees there. Are they gum trees? You a tree expert?
No. No, I'm not a tree expert. It's supposed to. They might be. There are some gum trees out there. I'm just not sure which one in particular you were pointing at. So I'll use that as my excuse.
All right. So we are down a tree expert, which is a bit of a shame. We have got footy
That's
expert.
Josh.
Just overcooked the kick. We're going to run onto it. This is Morton. Morton sort of fell without a free kick's going away of Christie's Beach. A look from the point from umpire Simon Thompson. And I believe that's going to happen.
Actually, what we're going to do is I'd love to get a little bit of interaction because it's only taken a quarter, but worked out that Ollie and I don't know everything. So,
I don't recall saying I do.
If you Southern Footy League website, Facebook page has a promotion of the stream. If you can find that and put in some comments, came through on April 14. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll give you a shout out.
Positive comments.
So if there's a botanist out there, let us know.
So Pierce is going to work it far out towards the 50. Dangerous kick, especially when you kick it central. It's worked out well to Coakley, who got 10 best ons last year in 2025, equal with 4 other Christies players.
So tell me he was the best and fairest last year.
I reckon there was about 5 or 6 of them. It was hard to judge. Of course, only one can win the medal. And we're going to hold it up here towards the inner wing. Umpire's called for a ball up.
So when you say best ons, in the top 5 best
He was in the top 5 best players.
Gotcha.
10 times last year.
Yeah.
And 3 other players also equaled that margin.
Right.
So interesting stuff there. Ball's pushed through by Coakley, the same thing we just mentioned. And it could be a free kick here. It's going the way of the Saints. And who do we believe in the set shot? Only from about 15 metres out.
It's going to be Harrison Butcher.
So Butcher kicked 18 goals last year, 3 against both Port Noarlunga and Ranella. Not much against Hallett Cove, unfortunately. This could be the game changer for him. He can shift history with this kick. Should be kicking it, and he does. No problems at all. Christies Beach have the first and the second term. Much needed as well. They go to 4 goals, 1. Hallett Cove, 5 goals, 2 on our scoreboard. And take a look at the sponsors. You're our sponsor, man.
Yeah, Pro Australia, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Unit Hackham, Damon & Co Real Estate, and of course the Sportal Scoreboard. To go with Dartfish Live Stats, Classic Clashes, UTF Trailers, Archie's Footwear, and of course filming 216 games of community footy across this weekend. The one, the only filming footy.
Wouldn't it be nice if everyone was just listening to us?
I'm just happy that someone's listening to us. Please put a comment in Facebook just to confirm that there is someone listening to us. The Southern Football League South Australia Facebook page. We're back in the middle. Christies are away. This is O'Shaughnessy with the... Oh, I'll know him now. That hair, those boots. And his kick. But it wasn't O'Shaughnessy. What am I doing? Right, wrong team. Callum Bennett has spotted up Liam Chibnall, who's by the boundary. Our depth perception here is a little bit lacking. Certainly believes in goal kicking range. He's got a few Christie supporters there in that pocket.
And he's pushed it wide, I believe.
He got excited for a millisecond and then saw it move.
Just faded late, got excited, then looked up and went, yeah, nah, it's not going straight. So the bright lights of the cars get the reflection from the sun right in front of us here. Hallett Cove looking to kick out. They got to go fetch the football first. And right towards in there, D50, the D goal square. Defensive goal square, of course. Will they go left? Will they go right? Gun barrel straight. He certainly takes his time. He darts off towards his right, our left, along the inner wing. Plays emerges 2-on-1. Christies. Holder really went up there, got hands to it. No free kick given away. Now it goes backing. Thrown to the ground. Play goes on. Along the inner wing. They got a couple of men forward. One of them is Plenty. Plenty picks up the football, darts around a couple. Left foot snap. Looks pretty good so far. It's just across the face.
So a couple of opportunities, a couple of misses. Keeps those lads on the Sporting Scoreboard ticking over. Cove leading by about 7-8 points once they make that change. It is 7. 5-3-33, 4-2-26 to the Saints of Christies Beach. Last year they met and it was a sweep to Christies. 24 points in the opener where Cove kicked 13 goals and Christies kicked 18. That was here. Meanwhile, the rematch, Christies won by 79 points, kicking 14 goals. On the day, Cove kicked 1 goal, 8. So they've beaten that.
That's a nice start. So inside 50 for Christies. Court pushed it out of there. Play back in fact, Hallett Cove for inside 50. And look at that, darting through the middle. That was some exciting stuff. Christies Beach is going to force it forward here. The man leaping at it couldn't quite hold the mark. I believe that was Butcher. And we're going to roll around with play will no intercept. This is bad. This is bad for Hallett Cove. Great for Christies Beach. And the snap, I think it's missed. It has.
Harry Butcher with the shot. Having a bit of a points fest here at the moment.
So the margin's still well and truly within reach here. 5 goals to 4 Hallett Cove's way.
9 goals kicked, 6 to the far end, 3 to our end. That's okay. In the middle, nicely done. Evaded by Churchill. Kick not so good. I think it was touched off the boot or drop, take your pick. High footy on the half-forward flank. Coming in and laying a hard tackle was Wybrow for the Saints on Wigsell of the Cobras. Ball up in front of what I think are they... Yeah, that would be cricket nets.
Yeah, it's cricket nets all across the ground.
Another stoppage coming up. Might get you to call some footy. I'll see if I can get a score from some other grounds.
The ball's being pushed up into the air. It's hit the deck now, along with pretty much every other player. Umpires let it go until now. And third ball up of this little period on that side of the ground. Further spot on the ground for us commentary. Doesn't do me justice. Player's going to go on. Huge kick. Look at that one. Right into the night sky. Day sky, in fact. Mark's taken. So Cove, I want to push it forwards. They move it on nicely. Plenty. Stay behind. Should have got in front. And the ball's going to slowly cross and roll over the line. Just to be a throw in here. Good position for Cove to extend their margin. Fingers crossed for them. Ruckman underneath the play, I believe, is going to be Aaron Reach for Cove. And caught. Play's going to move on. Ball's in the air, ball's back onto the deck. Players are surrounding the football. No one can really get their hands out. That was a tackle from the front, which is perfectly fine. And we're going to try again. So we've got Phil with one ear to headphones, writing things down. Have you got something for us?
No. A couple of people are rabbiting on but not giving a score. Enough of that. This is Christies. Under a bit of siege at the moment. They've got the Winchell's back into the game. They worked themselves out of defence pretty well. Directing traffic was Braden Hooper. His kick missed the target. Hill came in, one of the young stars of the Cove, and he's elicited. Oh no, it was deemed to have thrown, so Christies will take it, courtesy of Bailey Rowe. That's quite the matchup, Bailey Rowe and Tom Gill. Two youngsters, I suspect, to the clubroom side. And that's been intercepted. So Cove will bring it right back from whence it came. 9 goals kicked. As mentioned, 6 to the other end. So you'd say that's where the winner. Chance here, as it's been intercepted in a dangerous spot. Needs a runner. There it is in Hogg. Hogg deep inside 50.
Mark's taken.
And it's a Saints grab. And I think it might be Maisie.
I think it might be right. Kicked 9 goals in the first match of these two teams last year. Hasn't kicked one yet today. Hasn't seen a lot of opportunities. Co-captain has played for a multitude of clubs. I have a little space on my notes for the clubs people pay for, and I ran out of space. He's a goal sneaker. And he has kicked that one. His first. Christies have kicked their 5th, and we are locked away on the Sportal scoreboard. We certainly have 5-3 to both sides, back to level terms, as the ball's going to slowly make its way towards the middle of the ground. At least the teams it's played for.
I will bring that up. I just got multiple. I'll bring it up.
You bring it up. As we wait for the ball to get back to the centre of the ground. Macy's kicked his first of the afternoon. I reckon if I had to give a prediction, I would say we'll have 3 or 4 by the end of the day.
Yeah. Forwards have a habit of, they might be quiet for 3 quarters, then they'll sneak in a busy patch.
They certainly want that busy patch right now to the Saints. So Shaw went in hard, had the ball, then suddenly lost it. Same for Stolt, pushed out wide from Shaw. And they're going to move the ball forward here, Cove. Interesting there, kick towards space. No one really ran at it, except the man with the football now. Look at that. Beautiful ball. Wigsell. Monday, in fact. Nice grab, too. So that was really well done. He's going to get up to Michael Maisie and towards full forward. Kick couldn't be marked. It's going to get pushed right around the contest. And now it's going to come out towards the left side, the near side for the grandstand, or the club rooms, in fact. And we'll have a ball up.
Just the clubs for Maisie: Mitchell Park, Macclesfield, South Adelaide, Happy Valley, Lincoln South, Christies Beach.
You certainly have been right around all the roads and all the suburbs across Adelaide. Settled here for Christies Beach at Cobra Park this afternoon. This is round 2 of the Southern Football League action here on Film and Footy. Tackle came from Holder. Shaw sort of bumped off it by Murphy. Play's going to move on forward for Christies Beach, right in front of the goal square for scoreboard, in fact, as Murphy goes towards the pocket. And the kick wasn't marked. Snapping ball. Couldn't really get any distance or travel on it at all. And we're going to wait for the ball to scramble out Bit of a good tackle there. Got the arms and the snap from Maisie. Looks pretty good. 2 in a row for him.
When my daughter was growing up,
Here's an interesting story.
there was a cartoon series called Maisie Mouse.
Right?
And the go-to line was, "Well done, Maisie." And it just became a family catchphrase in our family. So, well done, Maisie. 2 goals.
Is this from the 50s too?
No, my daughter is not. My daughter was born last century, but only just. Early this century.
All right.
Might be your age, Ollie.
2000s.
Might be your age.
No, not quite.
So on that note, all of a sudden, look, he's got the lead. First time today. Christies beat 6 goals 3 to 5 goals 3. It's a 6-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard. And I think we definitely do have a scoring end of the 11. 8 of the 11 kicked to the highway northern end here at Cove.
Just our luck, hey? What was pushed towards it? Hard tackle. Did you get him a little higher? Umpire says no, and we'll throw it up. One of many ball ups today. That's generally what happens, especially around the community grounds. Kicks smothered really well. That was great stand of football. Gets towards the back here. Player's got to quickly jump on it. Here's a big boy. I believe that's Bursch, and the kick is fantastic. It's Lincoln Holder, the captain of the club, and he'll be pretty pleased with that effort.
Lincoln Holder with 2 goals.
2 goals. Of course, he did kick that goal before. He's got his second one. And of course, the brother of Riley, a big reason why he's now at the club. Kicked 30 goals last year, 2 on the board already for Holder.
Yeah, and just a bit of brute strength there in the Cove forward line. Freed up Lincoln, who made it no mistake. I think we've got ourselves a pretty decent football game happening here at the moment. Of course, scores level would kind of indicate that. But it's goal for goal.
It certainly is. You picked the Cobras, of course. I went the Saints.
So we're both feeling nervous, but not unduly concerned at this point. From the middle, Christies have won a majority of the centre clearances for mine. It will be Coves on this occasion to O'Shaughnessy. Puts it 30 metres out, spills out the back of the pack. So, poor Saints defender got a Barry Crocker of a bounce. That was Siemens, but managed to recover. Still Christie's ball just. Cove trying to apply some pressure. Trying to be, that was out of reach. He's a big lad, it was a long way down. Meanwhile, Bennett doing great work by that boundary line. Oh, good finish in by Christie's teammate. Thought that was going to be a turnover, and that was by Daniel Lee. Christie's just keeping it alive, trying to centre it, moving forward. Might be half a chance here. Is there an open play? The hand pass in hope. Ollie, you might have to help me because I really have no idea who that was supposed to go to. But somehow, Ollie Saints have kept possession. It's opened up for them on the 50-metre arc, deep into the pocket, and nicely done to Reece Mundy. I don't know how, but they had like 12 straight possessions, took the scenic route, and they're still going to get a shot on goal.
That's certainly how I would describe it. Went right around the ground here. And Mundy's taken the mark, played all 20 games last year for the A grade, featured in the best players on 6 occasions. And he's going to have a shot here. Similar shot from where we've seen a couple of players across both teams. So starts the ball out a little wide. In fact, it's not even going to get there. And it's a mark for Hallett Cove.
Any score would have given the lead.
Good intercept there, good spoil, pushed over the line.
Reece Mundy's an interesting one. You've no doubt been spending time in Play HQ over the last week doing the research on the players.
Yes, it's become my new favourite browser.
Well, they started records in 2009. Reece Mundy was playing league football in 2009. I don't know how far back he goes.
So play's going to continue. We've got Mundy, probably older than Father Time himself, out there. And we'll have a ball up about 35 metres out from the Christies Beach goals.
And there will be a Masters game on after this affair, and there will be a women's game starting at 5 o'clock at the lower oval. First time I think Cove have had a Super Saturday, or if not, one of the rare times.
Yeah.
They used to share this with a soccer club, and the soccer club got new facilities out on Majors Road, which means the footy club and the cricket for that matter now have 2 ovals that for them exclusively.
Yes, this is one of my favourite grounds as that ball went out of bounds there. And it's actually going to be a free kick heading the way of the Cobras. So home ground advantage maybe a little there, not so sure. I thought it was just knocked over the line. Going to go towards it. That was Cord who kicked it. Mark couldn't be taken there. That was a tough grab. Should have gone for 2 hands. And Hogg, you could hear him scream out, Hogg. Push forward now. Sort of going in circles for the Cove, for Christies. And now straight away, Roach hammers it towards distance, towards the centre of the ground. Dangerous kick. Could work for good or bad. And it's back towards here came and Mark's taken. So Cove is just going to hold it for a moment here. Now go inside 50. Right in front of us. Couple of holds.
Oh, jeez.
Very nicely done.
Okay. Riley Holder, I think, cast a spell on the umpire in terms of the way he managed to hold off his opponent there, but he's going to shoot from 30 on a very gettable angle. Right behind it, your filming footy crew.
So Holder's already kicked the goal today. Kicked one last week for his 3rd career goal for Hallett Cove. He's going to wander in, as you said, favourable angle. 20 metres out, starts at left, very, very left. In fact, out on the full. Disappointing result for him.
Yeah, for some they'd say that's the footy gods doing their work. Anyway, sits with Bennett telling him, just everyone chill, stop yelling at me. As he goes to the back pocket, that's a well-placed kick. Nice. Low pressure to Mark Lorette. Spots up Sable, working it together with a bit of poise here. I'm not sure where we're at in regards to half-time, but thinking we've at least got to be in time on. Lorette's kick left a bit to be desired. Looking for Bennett. Bennett comes in and doubles down with the sling tackle. And then
gets a bit interesting. Yellow card shown.
Suddenly someone's going to take a little bit of a chill pill.
Low card Jones, I believe that's for Callum Bennett, who's had to walk off the ground. Shouldn't see him for the rest of the first half, you'd imagine.
Yeah, and he can go
a yellow card means 10 minutes off.
With substitute. Red card is 10 minutes, well, you're off in the first 10 minutes without a substitute. So you're a man down.
Not ideal for anyone who receives one. Given a few out in my time.
Have you?
Not very well received, I must say, which you can't really blame them for. Inside 50. No one could really stick their hands up though. So balls come right out to the back. That's not 15, not even 5. Pushed out wide, back where it came from, and it's going to roll over the line.
I must admit, in my umpiring career, I never gave out a yellow or red, but then it was under 8s and under 10s. So
I wouldn't be giving out cards for that. Not unless there's a dummy spit.
A literal one at that age.
So ball smacked back in. No one could get a significant touch. Look at Hogg. Did very well. Gets the 1-2 with Macy. Along the inner wing they'll go. Towards half forward. Man in front for the Saints. Does really nicely too. And now Rowe pushed out further wide. Hogg's run all that distance towards the goal square. And no mark can be found just yet. Pushed to the far back. And I believe that's a free kick. It's going the way of Hallett Cove as the crowd will scream for joy.
Well, we've been locked up at 6-3 for a while. The ball's travelled coast to coast. Right now it's Cove's coming out of defence. That's a good grab from behind by Harry Court. Chance to send Christies back from whence they came. Is he going to go in the pocket or got to centre it? I like this. He's going to centre it, but far enough away from the goals to put pressure on the Cobra's defence. And here they make a mistake. They've turned it over with the kick. That's Chibnall into the pocket, and has he found someone in kicking distance?
I think he has.
Well, we'll find out. It's going to be your favourite, the Sandstorm man, Joshua Darude.
He kicked the goal last week in the 2s. He's been promoted to A grade. Of course, your potential favourite song.
I think he's going to be my favourite Christies player.
Favourite Christies player for Joshua Darude. He's going to line up here. Similar spot, but a lot of shots have been off this afternoon. None have gone through.
Any score for the lead?
Exactly right. We do say any score for the lead. Looks pretty good. It's a 6-point margin suddenly. Going the way of Christies Beach.
Well, don't worry about just taking the lead when you can kick a goal, and Darude's got 2 to join Maisie, who kicked his 2 in a very short space of time. So it's starting to open up. Christies again for the second time today take a 1-goal lead in a match where I think the biggest lead's been 13 points.
Yes, it has been.
To Cove early in the piece. Beautiful day for football, Southern Football League. A reminder, next week, Anzac Day. It's on a Saturday. We will be at Port Noarlunga for the grand finalists from last year, meeting again in the Cockle Divers and the Vikings. Big day. Make sure you check it out on Filming Footy. From the middle, here comes the clearance from Cove. Good one, finding Riley Holder, who's raking up another touch. Too far out to score. From 70, puts it deep. And I'll tell you what, did I just say too far out to score? He scored. It's a goal.
He certainly didn't mean it. It's his third goal of the game, I believe.
I know, Lincoln's got 2, that's Riley's first.
Riley's first, Lincoln's got 2. They both look the same as well. They both got the same last name.
But they got different numbers.
Okay, that's a good point. And this is a handy moment for
That was a great kick. I mean, there's a small oval, and I've been to a couple of small ovals in my time, Ollie, and I'm looking at the 50-metre arc, just a metre between that and the square, and I'm just thinking, is that 50?
I'll give you a hint. It's not.
Okay.
I would say about 35 at best.
Okay. We're going to walk it out at half-time.
So ball's gone up. Players, quick kick forward. That came from Hallett Cove. They just got to chaos the ball forward. Can't quite. Christies Beach. Although the interceptor work out well. That came from Tate Gunn. Hadn't seen a lot of it so far. Now Coakley's has seen a lot of it. As we know, 10 best on performances, featuring the best players 10 times last year, Coakley. Go kick intercepted here. Really poor effort. What can Pearce do? Drives it. Christies had the numbers. 3 on 2. Ooh, really rough tackle. Sling paid. And he looks hurt.
Yeah, now that could be another 10 coming up here. Umpire reaching in yet. Yeah.
Certainly is.
No, that's consistency. Well, I think I'm actually surprised by the number of sling tackles I've seen in this first half. And the umpire said, well, they're dangerous. We've had enough. We're going to start setting people off. Fair enough.
Yep, fair call. So I believe Brodie Pearce is going to walk off for the rest of the half. A 10-minute buffer that'll be. And the ball is out of bounds on the outer side by the cricket nets. And those trees again, which we're pretty sure are gum trees. Are you going to have a look now?
Okay.
Right, here we
There
go.
is a fir tree,
Ooh.
and to the right, a pine tree.
A pine and a fir tree.
No, sorry, a fir tree and a gum tree, sorry.
Gum tree. Right, so I was right with gum tree. We'll stop talking about trees because clearly we don't know what we're talking about. Pushed out towards the inner wing. Marks Tatham. Christies Beach want to move the ball forward. They do so with Lee. Lee's got pretty good height on him. So as the kick is pushed out further and further away from us.
Just won't sit.
No, it certainly won't sit. Does now though, almost taken the mark. Intercept as the half-time siren blows. And he's 7-3 Hallett Cove to the visitors 7-3. Scores are locked up here at Cobra Park. We've got a cracking Southern Football League game.
Well, in the first quarter, it was Cove 5-2 to 3-1. In the second quarter, it was Christies 5-2 to 3-1, which gives us 7-3, or 5-2 to 3-1. 4-2 to 2-1. Okay, I'll give up. 7-3, all tied up. Couldn't ask for anything more. We're going to take a break, regroup, be back probably in about 10 minutes' time to bring you what looks to be a big second half. Here with Josh on camera, Ollie Riddle and Phil Hurd, hope you're enjoying this one. You are watching the Southern Football League, and it's on Filming Footy. Welcome back. Feel like taking an afternoon nap on a beautiful day. It's just that kind of day. It is glorious. It is polo shirt weather, nice little refreshing breeze, and a really good game of football to give us the round 2 game of the week here on Filming Footy in the Southern Footy League. Phil Hurd and Ollie Riddle. Ollie, before I rattle off our sponsors, your summary of that first half is both teams are out for the second.
Cove got the jump on the Saints, I certainly believe, but they pulled it back nicely at Christies Beach. This is an even contest. Cove finished 7th last year, Christies Beach in 5th. So you expect them, they're starting the season about the same level. As we spoke about in the pre-game, you've got the big 4 teams, Port Noarlunga, Happy Valley, Flagstaff, Ranella. Then it's about who else can really compete and show their worth.
Not too far away, I reckon about maybe 2 minutes from the start of the third quarter. I want to quickly thank our broadcasting sponsors, our major sponsors this year, Pro Build Australia, for all your renovation repairs, Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop air conditioning trade centre, and the Aussie Inn at Hackham. They're part of the huge RD Jones Group. Also want to thank Sam Doman from Doman & Co. Real Estate. Also want to mention Dartfish. Dartfish Live Stats allow over 700 coaches across to build playlists to share with their players used by coaches in the league and across the state. Contact Rowett at Dartfish now for more information. He's not doing anything today, so give him a call.
I'm not sure about that.
I want to mention this. Maybe wait till Monday, folks. Maybe the Sportal. Want to mention the Sportal scoreboard. They've been installed all over the state, and we'll see Port Noarlunga's in action next week on our broadcast. Classic Clashes, the new stream at Fitzroy Crossing. Also, they went to the new WA Beverley Air Show. 8,000 people in attendance. They'll do all sorts of filming and media work for you. UTF Trailers, Ben and the family. We love our trailer here. And it's beautiful today. Can't wait till we've got to close the windows, put on the heater in those cold winter games ahead. That's UTF Trailers. Archie's, well, Ollie can't wait to give out his official first pair of Archies a little later to our best on ground, as well as the iconic Dartfish beanie. And of course, we mentioned Filming Footy, 216 games being filmed across this weekend. We may not give much away now, but we're starting to you got to start thinking about who you're going to interview at game's end. Around the grounds, Ranella, they look to be the hot team in April, leading Happy Valley 55-19 at their home deck, of course. And as expected, Port Noarlunga, pretty handy gap against Morford Vale, 12 goals to 3. No unfortunate update from Flaggies playing down at Aldinga, but right on cue. I think we're set to go. Crowd is cleared. One last player had to go and get a new jersey. I don't know what's happened to his old one, or he came one and left it behind. He's got to go and be the 6, which he is now. I guess if we have a new number running around, we know why. He looks more streaker than football.
He does look more streaker.
Running around, though. He's had to run around to the opposite wing.
Why didn't he just run through the middle?
Because he's worried that the umpire will ball the ball up and he'll give away a free kick. Third quarter, here we go, and you're with Ollie Riddle.
Ball is in the air, the crowd is back in their seats, ready for a third quarter action. Umpire's thrown the ball out. Cove get the best of the first touch. Stoltz in there, as well as Wigzell, and we're going to have to wait before our first clearance. So ball's in the air again, Ruckman underneath it. Nicely done for Cove. That's 2 in a row. For Aaron Reach, and the free kick is coming out towards Jake Wigzell, whose name sounds easy, but it's not really easy at all. The mark's been taken forward of the ball. We'll have our first set shot of the day. Who do you reckon that is?
He's just turning every which way but one I can get a fix on him with the 2x4, so I'm on it, Ollie.
You're on it?
I'm on it. I won't let go until I get a number. You just watch the ball, I'll watch the play, but I reckon it actually might be Riley Holder.
He certainly had a really good first half, Holder.
It is. 41.
Can he cap the game off already? Oh no. Hit the post. It's really stunned into the post.
He heard Beanie, Archie's, and said, well, better kick a couple of goals and get noticed.
Well, not with that kick.
Not with that kick. Not far off.
Maybe he's more of a summer man. Doesn't want
Well,
the beanie.
I mean, the Archie's for the summer and the beanie for the winter. We've got your year covered. Kick into my sort of blind spot in front of the club rooms. Nicely picked up. Max Sweet sends it back. Not for it. And there's a clunk. It's a Cove clunk.
Could be Holder again.
I don't think so. Could be famous. That could be brother.
Snap's going to come. Right foot snap. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's
First
brother.
goal for Cove.
That's Lincoln. He's got 3.
The Holders are really getting on top here. And Christies Beach alarm bells are ringing. Someone's got to man up on Lincoln Holder. He's kicked 3 goals already, 1 in each of the 3 quarters.
Well, that's 10 of the 15 to the left of screen, which Christies will be kicking to in the final quarter. So you think, Ollie, that Cove will want a buffer. But a good start, couple of minutes in. They've had all the inside 50s and all the scoring in a 7-point lead.
Are you still counting clearances?
No, I gave up on that about an hour ago. So the goal scorers for Cove, 3 to Lincoln Holder, singles to Climbs, Carlaw, Morton, O'Shaughnessy, Birch and Riley Holder.
So play begins in the middle, pushed out towards the inner wing. No one can really pick it up. Zachary Thomas waits, now he goes in. Handball was a good one. Forward, although trapped there from the tackle, and we're going to have to wait to see the ball really come out of play.
So that's an interesting one. Is that a centre clearance because Cove have moved at what, 10 metres, even though there hasn't been a possession yet?
I think it does count, but is it a clearance? I
How
wouldn't
far do
say
you
it
have
is.
to move? Because now Christies are actually going to get a possession. So do they get the clearance?
But do they? Is the centre clearance already come and gone? Meanwhile, Mazzy sort of sat in his head. That came from Michael Galley. Now Mazzy's picked it up, a left foot snap, plenty of players on their own. And the mark has been taken. And this time it is from Daniel Lee, who featured in the best plays 9 times last year, playing all A-grade games.
Yeah. Now he played for Wollonga, the Demons. He came through Christies Beach in 15 to 18. His last goal for Christies Beach, 2018. It's been a moment.
The moment is over. His first goal of the game. His first goal since I was in high school, since I started high school. Long time ago now. Daniel Lee's kicked it.
Well, just to be fair, it's first goal for Christies because he went, after 2018, he went and played at Wollonga, is now back. So he's been kicking goals. He kicked 16 for Wollonga. It's a hard story to sell in a sentence. But he's back and he's kicked his first goal for Christies in quite some time. Originally a Hackham Hawk Junior. So good. I mean, I have a feeling, Ollie, that every goal that's kicked to our end, to the right of screen, quite possibly.
Yeah, I would say maybe 2 or 3 goals is what a goal to the right of screen is worth. Ball's back in the middle. Why don't you give us your call?
All right, here in the middle. Rucks are ready to go to it. No one really got a decisive tap. Bodies descend. There's a Cove player getting double teamed. That was Stolt. We're back up. Still in the T-saucer in the centre of... I actually got to work out what the actual name of this is. Is it the Cove Oval? Maybe.
Cobra Oval.
Cobra Oval.
Cobra Park, actually.
Cobra Park. Okay, well, that's 3 nominations. Bumped off the ball. Wigsell did well. Then he was tackled before he could escape with it. So, a bit scrambly at the second. Umpire says, I'll come in and pull it up. Sportal scoreboard. After the opening goals, it's Cove by 1 point. 8-4-52. Christies Beach, 8-3-51.
Another ball up coming here from umpire Simon Thompson. Ball's in the air. Ruckman underneath it. Tap back towards the umpire. Look at that kick. Right up, straight down.
Elevator shaft.
Mark's taken too.
Okay. And of course our depth possession is it might have gone 20-25 metres. It just doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't. So this is Christopher Birch, who we spoke about earlier. Had a couple of shots at goal. I don't believe he's kicked one. He has.
So I've got the goal scorers. 3 to Lincoln Holder, singles to Climbs, Cole, Morton, O'Shaughnessy, Riley Holder, and 1 at the moment, Chris Birch, who also had a behind.
So he'll line up from 35 out, slide angle, good camera position here. As Bur's kick looks pretty good. Gives it just to the right side of the post as that gets slammed in by a couple of players.
Yeah, both posts getting a bit of a workout.
So minor score there again. 1 goal, 2 for Christopher Birch. It is a lead to Hallett Cove. 2-point margin, 8 goals apiece. As we push out for Christies Beach along the outer side.
And so that group out there probably going to be dealing with a starting to set sun soon. And then it's just I feel like saying jump ball after that one as they both grabbed it. Umpire comes in and says, I'll go out that way, quickly balls it back up. There was I think that was Wall Murphy taken without the ball. Christies Beach with the free kick. In the back pocket has Bennett, who's back in the game, having got a yellow card. Let's see if, with the break and the half-time, he's
chopping the arms free.
Calmed down a bit, and it will go back to Tate Gunn.
Tate Gunn played 8 A-grade games last year. He forced his way into the side late. Short kick there, paid 15, right in front of the Hallett Cove bench. So Holder smashes it right in front of the scoreboard. Good grab. Who'd that come from? The umpire, no, free kick. Doesn't matter who it came from, because suddenly it's in the hands of the Saints. Short ball is a good one. Mark's taken. That came from Hopper. Push across wide of the ground. They've got a man out for the switch. This will work nicely. Look at this, straight along the outer side. Mark's taken, no, not quite. Paid, holding the man, free kick. That goes towards the skipper, Sable. And it's coming back to, can't play on from over the mark.
Chance for Cove to get their defensive structure as they need it. Tell you what, Bennett's a live wire. I've got to check there's not 2 of him, because he was doing all the work on the half-back flank. Now he provided a running option. Ooh, low worm burner of a kick. Cove player stood up pretty well there in Gilbert. But the kick, a turnover.
It's coming back.
So Christies haven't had many inside 50s. We can't say we've seen a lot of the football in this game.
No, we have not.
But it's going down into the southeastern pocket. They've kept it in bounds. Need one more good hand pass. It was too hot for Daru to pick up. Hot footy 25 metres out. Cove have got it. Bounce. Oh, straight away tackle made. Ball spilled free. I think that's fair. AFL, that's holding the ball, and you're going, where was the prior opportunity? He was tackled instantly as he grabbed it, so fair that it was a play-on situation. In the end, a ball up right on that 50-metre arc. It's Cove by 2 points.
So Ruckman go at it. That's reach, and I believe it is caught, and the ball has sort of just fumbled around there after the quick clearance. Was he legged? No, he was held, said the umpire. Coming back the way of Christies Beach regardless. So across to the danger zone, the hot spot as you would call it, centre of the ground. Inside 50 we go. Long driven ball towards Lee, couldn't take the mark. It's been knocked back towards the outer wing. Players underneath the ball. No one can really get forward, although Christies Beach tried their best effort. Handball was a good one. Intercepted, I take it back, wasn't a good one. In the end, we'll have a ball up by the cricket nets.
There's certainly been some intense tackling by the Christies forwards. I think that was Maisie on that occasion bringing some pain train. Balls it up near that boundary. Smothered kick. Thumped on by Cove. Working it, and I think not much work. Sweet with the high kick. Free kick found. Now it's a chance for the Cobras to launch. Massive humanity running down the outer wing. As the kick finds target. Somewhere out there. Just lost the ball with the binoculars for a sec, but Christies have picked it up. Cove looked like they were building something special there, Ollie, but Saints have repelled well.
I wouldn't call it special unless it goes towards the goal square. Maybe this one may. Inside 50 it goes. Just over the head. Overcooked the kick. Sable got hands on it. And now we're going to have to wait before another attack. Here it is. The snap towards goal. And yeah, can hear the big noise. It's a goal for Hallett Cove.
Climbs Carlaw has his second. Kicked a big one just before halftime. Kicked an extending one there as we're heading towards the halfway point of the third quarter. As mentioned, that's the scoring end.
His third and great season climbs. Carlaw played 21 games now under his belt.
Yep. Only player to play all 18 last season. Also spent some time with the Panthers under 16s. A lot of Sandford clubs, the way they do it is that they have a squad, and the idea is that you don't have your best 18 play every week with college commitments and other things. You rotate your team around. I know last year I was following it in Norwood. Oh, actually, I'll let you guess. I'll come back to it when we get a break, Ollie.
About 30? Well, you can't even get up to 30 players.
How many players do you think Norwood used at under 18 level in a 18-game season?
60?
Not bad. 72.
72 players.
Yeah.
72 juniors worth the
I mean,
money.
you could run a competition with 72 players.
You could. So Rouge just smacks a high free kick. Did the spoil go over the shoulder? I reckon it did. This is Daniel Lee, already kicked the goal of his turn. He's had a bit of a look, he's decided to wait, and now he'll try and find an option. Over the head of Maisie, towards the next pack. And the kick, it's Hogg second. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon, and beautiful crumbing there. Just took the ball, ran towards the goal side. In the end, the snap right in front. Couldn't miss.
Well, it's absolutely turned into a goal-for-goal contest in this third quarter. Not totally sure if that sets up Christies for the win, but if it's close, you think they're in the box seat. A whole range of interchanges happening, coming in Mundy, Murphy and Rowe. What are you running? 22 players still, I think. So what's that, 4 on the bench any one time?
Yeah, 4 on the bench, 18 plus 4, 22. As we say, the margin sits at 2 points, Hallett Cove's way, but we do think, thanks to a heavy score inside, they may have their noses in front. Christies Beach as they surge forward. Salmon's on Maisie. No one could really hold it there. Umpire says, I'll throw it up this time.
What makes this game even more important for mine is who the teams have next. I'll share that in a second.
Both have the same team, I believe, Ranella.
Correct.
So Hallett Cove have a bye next week, then play Ranella. But next week, Anzac Day week, Anzac Day it'll be. And it's an interesting matchup for Christies Beach.
Their home opener on Anzac Day. That's a big take on 2 counts.
It certainly is. Inside 50 for Hallett Cove. There's a couple of men waiting at the back. In the end, the front takes the mark. That comes from Christies Beach. And they want to swap sides here. Ooh, clobbered, but takes the grab.
It's even more interesting than that. After they play Ranella, both teams' second next game is Port Noarlunga. And you might say, how is that possible? It's because Cove have next week off and and Christies get those teams before, and Cove get them the week after.
Carbon copy fixture for these two proud clubs as the mark is taken off a half-back. Probably made the kick look worse than what it was with the diving effort. So he decided, he looked like he was going right. Instead he went left. It's right towards the club rooms. And Gill, well done. Haven't seen a lot of Tom Gill today, but he's done well there with the mark. And there's a man, Holder, who we have seen a lot of, especially in that second turn.
Has shot for goal early, probably a little bit quieter since then. No, I mean, how's that for a pass?
Awesome kick forward, straight down the ground. And now Waxell can grab it. Umpire's blown a whistle here. It's coming back the way of Christies Beach. So Court wants to move it on quickly, does the Ruckman. Look at this, straight over the head of everyone. Well done, Mark Galley. Really good effort from Galley, who's featured in the best plays 7 occasions last year. Has held Mazzy to just, I believe, 1 goal. Yes, 2 goals.
2 goals.
So that's a lot better than the 9.
Better than 9.
last year.
Yeah.
Sweet's taken the marker half back. He's got a man to his left that's gone in front of the camera. And in the end just coughs it right back up. So it's coming back, Christies Beach.
So they got a chance with a turnover. Turnover's cooked and it's gone right back to Sweet. Sweet tried to claim the mark. Umpire having nothing to do with it. And it will be a ball up just the Saints side of centre.
Right, cool. Wasn't 15. It's only about maybe 10 at best.
Heading into the latter stages of the third quarter, been a good one for Christies, even though they've lost the quarter by 2 points. But it gives them a really decent shot heading to the scoring end into the final quarter. Especially as Cove started, as they did the game, pretty strong. Wasn't surprised that Cove started the game a little bit better because they've had that one extra game of match experience, whereas Christies, for them, their first hit out as a full side for premiership points.
That is true. It's probably why a lot of players played in the B grade last week. Helpful for them. I think a lot of teams are going to do that, which is a sorry sight for Old Dalunga as Stoltz moves forward. Got it through to Morton. And inside 50 they go, just gets the kick away. And in the end, the kick was affected and rolls into the bushes.
Just trying to find out who made that tackle because it might have just saved something there.
It certainly saved the big 6-pointer. Out towards the outer wing. Players underneath it. Abbott did a good job from behind. In the end, that was Mundy who pushed it forward. We've got a couple of players chasing. Sweets the one from behind. And it's just a high, long ball. Christie's coming running at it. No one can take the mark. And it's forced forward for Harco towards the goal square. 1-on-1. In the end, it can be rushed. And it is. Minor score.
Only one of the few rushed behinds. Might actually be the first that we've seen this afternoon. It does make a 2-point lead, 3 for Cove. They'll pick it up on their half-back flank. They've got some numbers here. And Thomas and O'Shaughnessy work together to put it back inside the 50-metre arc. There's a Christies player who's got it, dashes off, and he will spot up Reece Mundy. And I think it was Mundy who made that tackle that put the Cove player off going inside 50 a couple of minutes earlier.
Goal-saving tackle and a free kick here. It's going to go towards Hallett Cove, I imagine. You can't just lie on them like that. Abbott's free kick, and he played for the Cobras his entire life since under 14s. Isn't that amazing? So kick wasn't marked by Sweet. Probably should have been. In fact, it wasn't Sweet. It was Plenty. And that kick right towards the goal square. No marks taken, or is it? The crowd is cheering. The umpire has not signalled a mark as of yet. And I believe we're going to ball it up.
No, it's a Cove mark.
It is a mark. Christopher Birch.
Put the mockers on. Even I couldn't miss from there. And Birch certainly doesn't.
His second goal of the game. He moves to 2 goals, 2, and Hallett Cove out to a 9-point advantage. How have you seen it so far in the second half?
Yeah, they needed that. I just think that...
What margin do Hallett Cove need to have at three-quarter time to win?
I reckon 2 goals is the par. So, right now, it is 9. I mean, there's still 2 goals needed, I guess. But time will tell. It'll come down to the tiredness and the fitness, because it's been a game that... I mean, a lot of these footy games, you can see one team getting ahead and you start resting people and all that. Really going to put a fair bit of pressure on the 2 coaches. Brian Harada, of course, for Christies Beach, and Matt Pethick for Cove, to work out how to manage their interchanges and who's on who, and do they attack, defend, what the strategy is in a close game.
Murphy, handball, smothered then, did a really nice link-up play, pushed out wide towards the outer wing. Players surround the football, a couple on top of each other, will ball it up.
And by attack defend, I mean, yeah, you always do both, but is your focus going to be taking the game on and trying to run the opponents off the feet, or to have possession and try and just deny them the ball, have loose players back in defence? If they don't score, they can't win. Whole bunch of different ways to do it.
I go back to an earlier point in the pre-game. Christies Beach, as they charge forward here, used to a really big ground, runs towards 50. How's the goal umpire see it? It's a minor score. But Christies Beach are really known for the huge oval. Hallett Cove, not so much.
That was Hogg, I think, with the shot. Kick comes back out straight down the throat of Braden Hooper in front of the interchange bench. And a bit of shadow here from some of the trees on the western wing. Kick to the 25-metre dash. Oh, Abbott was brave. Got away with it, breaking the tackles, looking in the holder direction. Okay, deemed a mark.
Not sure about that.
I thought it actually went his teammate with assistance. Spills out the back, and just as Plenty was going to take off, he lost his footing. He's back up and at him, and just not his 30 seconds. He was back up like a jack in the box, just about to pick up the ball, and this time it was the boundary line that did him in.
So he pushed wide here towards the boundary line. I'm going to throw it in here, not for the first time. Had lots of stoppages this game. That's going to continue. It's a tight, even contest. Look right now, Archibald's one of them. And we're going to have to wait before much action. We'll throw it up again.
Just waiting for one team to break. And I don't think today, Ollie, we've had a team kick more than 2 goals in succession.
I think you're right. And even as it gets today, they're still testing each other out, which is good to see for round 2 of Southern Football League action. Shaw's got the ball now, dragged into the dirt right in front of the scoreboard, and we'll ball it up or we'll boundary throw it.
Certainly kudos to schedule makers, giving us the close game this afternoon. 3/4 time, you'd think imminent as we head to just after 4:15 Adelaide time. Because I've got to get used to the fact these are 2:30 starts, not what I'm used to with 2:10 or 2:15. So yeah, we are going to go later.
And that could be given 25 metres. It has. I think he overstepped the mark there. Play's been called on right through the centre of the ground. They were all run. Man out wider. In fact, a really good play out wider. Mark's taken a half forward. We'll go inboard here. This is Mundy. Mundy's handball, running man. He gets excited now. You've got Hogg who leads it. Maybe he should have grabbed it himself. Strain of handballs. We'll go back. He's quick. They yell hot, hot, hot. Not sure about that.
Kicking in danger. Haven't seen a kicking in danger for a while, but I think that was a fair case to call it.
That's against Pearce, who went off with a yellow card, I believe, earlier. In and out of the side last year. Playing A grade today. Maisie. Oh, he didn't take the mark, and he's kicked it in straight into the post.
Gee, that's an emotional roller coaster in about 30 seconds. I'm open, I'm going to take the mark. No, I've dropped the mark. Oh, I've got a shot on goal. Dang, I've hit the post.
Wigzell all the way up, centre of the ground, straight down the middle. It's going to work out nicely for Cove. Morton, his kick was pretty average, I must say. Churchill's there, and they're pushing out even further. In fact, umpire's called a free kick here. It's going the way of Christies Beach.
For another kick or trip.
Yeah, I reckon that was a trip.
Something illegal done with the foot.
There's not too many of them unless you're kicking them in the head.
Given it's football, you should be able to use your foot for most things.
You would think so, not quite.
So a big fly from back. Cove, the look away hand pass from Gilbert. If I'm looking to see who's playing the better footy at the moment, I've probably got to say Christies look the cleaner side when they've got the ball.
I would agree, but not by a lot.
Not by a lot. And I think what Cove have got that's kept it in is they've just got a couple more finishes up forward. When I think of, Resch, Lincoln Holder and Climbs Caller, they've got the multiple goal scorers. But
they do.
So have Christies. It's not much in it kind of game at the moment as they concede distance but not score. Bring it out the clubroom side. It's in the lap of Mackenzie Neal.
Haven't seen a lot of Neal today, especially with his opposite number, Pearce. Have seen him. So handball forward, decided not to kick. Handball to Hogg, worked out. 1-2 for the Saints. Roach, well done. Double fister right towards you could get a possession.
Stretch the area. Gentleman to our right in the deck chair, got a touch of the footy.
Could get special comments from the boundary umpire
That's
here.
it. Well, we might have to go into 7-second delay. We might get special comments from the players.
Yeah.
Boundary umpire goes whoosh. Maisie took off, just left the footy behind. Holder with another clearance, straight to Hogg.
Was that 15?
I'd give it 15, yeah. Hogg to the dash. Bit of a soccer off the ground, keeps it forward, and Cove will concede the behind. So it is 10-6, 66. Christies 9-5, 59. That is a 7-point margin on the Sportal scoreboard as we thank ProBuild Australia, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Internet Hackham, and Man & Co. Real Estate.
So the last behind was a real thumping long kick. How long do you reckon left in the third term?
Yeah, I really should have started that stopwatch.
So another big one, this towards the inner side, and that's out in the full. Young umpire, boundary umpire, has called it. Brave call. As the siren blows to end the premiership quarter. And this is the
Hang on.
A free kick up the ground.
It is a free up the ground. It will be a shot after the siren. And it will be Nathan Sable to take it.
One of 4 players to be featured in the best players last week. Nathan Sable can mark his foot, his possession, his moment all over this game.
Yeah. I mean, this is just huge. It is a 7-point Cove lead.
30 metres out. Can he trim that margin to just one singular behind? Sample's opportunity. It starts wide and it's going to remain there. No score. 3/4 time here at Filming Footy for Dartfish. Enjoy watching, enjoy listening to us. We've got a 7-point game here at Cobra Park.
So in that quarter, Christie's kicked 2 goals, 2, which I think is important. Cove kicked 3 goals, 3. It was Cove by 13 at the first break, all even Stevens at the main break. It is Cove by 7 at the last. Who will bring it home? We'll tell you after the break. Hope you're enjoying the Southern Football League. Thanks to Filming Footy. Big final quarter. Thanks. Well, the shadows starting to creep across the ground here at Cobra Park. A big final quarter coming up on the Sportal scoreboard. It's Cove 10-6, 66, and Christies 9-5, 59. We have had 12 of the 19 goals kicked to the end that Christies are kicking to, and the team kicking to that end has won every quarter so far.
That is true.
So Phil Herden, Ollie Riddle, with you, the goal scorers thus far. We've got Lincoln Holder with 3 for Cove, Christopher Breach with 2, and Noah Climbs-Kohler with 2. Singles to Jaden Morton, Alex O'Shaughnessy and Riley Holder. For Christies, 3 dual goal scorers in Joshua Giroud, Michael Maisie and Austin Hogg. Singles to Harrison Butcher, Daniel Lee and Bailey Rowe. We will have the end of game presentation, and we're thinking in the break there'll probably be the player who can stand up in the final quarter and win this game for his side. They will receive the Archie's footwear and the iconic Dartfish beanie, and they'll get to spend 3 questions with Ollie.
I gotta start thinking what my 3 questions should be.
How do you
favourite colour?
How do you feel? How'd you win it? What about next week?
Yeah, that's probably right.
And just take it from there. Should mention that we want to thank the League, Southern Footy League. They've got a great amount of sponsors for this year, which include Air Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscaping Supplies, Master Plumbing Association of SA, the Fluyo Milk Company, Paladin Sports Centre, Airframe, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection, Dartfish, and the Youth in Sports Foundation. Huddles are done. The crowd is dispersed. We've got 6 and 6 and 6, maybe. That's a signal I haven't seen before.
Like a backwards elephant trunk.
It's pulling something out of my backside kind of signal. Look, a rabbit. No,
what it means is that he needs a player from behind him to go in front of him.
Right.
The signal is supposed to be used for umpires to go to rush in front of you, but I assume he's referring to a player.
It's something behind the goals.
The crowd are having to move away from the goals here on the southern end.
Oh, okay. Is there something that the goal umpires requested that, hey, you guys are giving me too much grief, move away? Yeah, they're going to go and pick up all the beer cans and move. Okay. Ball's aloft.
Pause from the
Now
game.
should we need the siren? Timekeeper, wake up. What a start to a big quarter. You're with Ollie Riddle.
So the ball is finally up. We're ready to go. Ruckman at it. That was Archibald who got the tap. And look at Christies Beach fly forward. Good kick. Is that a mark? Yes, it is. Well held. So that attack is spoiled right there. No, spoiled and taking the mark as well. Same thing. And Sweet has the ball at half back. It's a slow start for Hallett Cove. Not sure how they're going to go for this attack. Just straight down the line. Pretty simple kick. Players underneath it. Simmons from behind. Couldn't really get his hand despite the big hand up. And now both holding. Play goes on. Well done. Mark in front. This is a big opportunity. The non-scoring end for Hallett Cove.
Yep. They kicked 2 goals, 1 in the second quarter.
So Jack Plenty, a man who told me before the game, only watch out for him.
Well, when you say that,
You've got to stand up.
you got to
deliver.
You got to walk the walk.
He's got his option to walk the walk. He'll be kicking from 35 metres out /50. Bit of a slide angle. Plenty's moment. And it's off to the right. And he didn't walk the walk. And now looks like a bit of a knob.
He might say that, well, I extended the lead. An interesting scoreboard. I hope they're not putting a point to. Now we like more than confused scoreboards.
8-point margin from memory.
Yep.
7 points, 3/4 time as Christies Beach take it out. Nice mark, look at them go. They're going to keep running. Really good stuff from Christies Beach. Wants to drive it closer towards goal and closer towards the centre. That danger zone And now Holder suddenly with the football. Hallett Cove's opportunity to march forward. Instead of marching, we're going to sit back, relax, and now the kick right in front of us. Couldn't hold the mark. You might have not seen that on your screen. That was Pierce there, who was in and out of a side last year. 8 A-grade games, 10 B-grade games. You can almost give me a thumbs up to tell me I'm correct. Is that close?
Have you written down a 3/4 time score by any chance?
I did write it down. It was 10-6, 66 and 9-5, 59.
Yeah, so they've given Christies and Cove a point. I'm not sure where Christies' point has come from.
Holding the ball, says the umpire. Plenty of time, got spun around twice. The handball came, but it was too late. So free kick heading the way of Zachary Thomas, featured in the B-grade best players last week. Looking pretty good so far. Took a hot spot. Fist from Archbold. Didn't really go anywhere. And now moved nicely from Wybrow in fact, on the outer side by that rowdy crowd.
They've been relocated to the cricket nets. It's with Daniel Lee, who'll bring it across field. I'm not sure I like this. Lincoln Holder couldn't make Christies pay.
So much space here, though.
The ball refused to sit up, but in the end, Hogg was good enough to move it forward.
Ooh.
He's good enough to get it forward. Then Riley Holder puts him down. Doesn't give away a free in the process.
Couple of rough tackles. Balls back in the air. Ruckman doing their work. Not much to effect for Christies Beach. Fish should swallow down Birch's throat. Does so. Got a man to his right. Pierce is screaming for it. Kids come. That's not 15, umpire. He's paid it anyway.
Christies fans not in arms. Maybe it's the way it's done in the SFL. It was very interesting. This is well done by Cove, because if you look, everyone in Cove led. The only one within 25 metres of goals was wearing red of Christies.
Plenty's played on, and how's the kick? He redeems himself. It was all about him. So Hallett Cove have gotten away the first 2 goals of the last term. The margin extends. Plenty's on the scoreboard now. They are in the box seat.
Yep. This game is flipped. I thought Christies at 7 points had kept it close enough, but right now it is
I believe it's a 13 or 14 point margin.
Yeah, that's actually the first goal of the quarter. So Cove have kicked, they were 10-6, they're now 11-7. What I'm not sure about is Christies 6 behind, where that actually came from. But anyway, if it's not a 1 point margin, we don't have to worry about it. Big first goal of the final quarter to the boys in blue. Christies with the clearance, but they'll be held up their side of the centre square. Saints need the next one. They want to call this game early, but just the nature of it suggests you're not going to see a big comeback. It's been such an even tussle. It's in that pocket. They're working it well. Back to Bennett, getting it from Lee. Bennett's high kick he stopped it from the pocket. Callum
from
Bennett.
Nothing. The team raiser, the team lifter from Bennett. And it's his first goal of the afternoon. Now, I've been told, my journalism sources, Bennett is the other player who played for Mount Barker last week.
Correct.
He kicked 4 goals.
Yeah.
So he's kicked 1 today as well. Looking pretty good for Bennett. And just when we thought the game was slipping for the visitors, for Christies Beach.
Well, they needed the next one. They got the next one.
Need the next one now, though, too.
And so the margin is 7 points. It was 13.
Taking a look at the bench, Michael Mazzy kicked 33 goals last year on the bench. No, he's not. In fact, I take it back. That is Reece Mundy, who's been playing very, very well. Also Murphy, as we look back towards the ball. Handball out wide, came from Churchill. Hopper's got a good kick on him, very nicely placed. Gets an applause, so it should. And Giroud back inside, Coakley. And the umpire, that could be 25 it is.
Yeah, and what I like about South Australian rules is in other states that would be 50, which would be overkill penalty.
I agree. Coakley moves it in, inside 50, right towards the boundary side. Plays push back, hack off the ground, really big kick off the ground, and it's going to roll towards half forward. So that is Kerwin, who hasn't seen a lot of it, just throws the football as they move it up towards the outer side. That mark can't be claimed, and it is going over for a throw-in.
Wordsworth a little bit unlucky there, worked his opponent under the ball, but the feet got tangled up. I don't think he'd call it a trip because it was nowhere near intentional. Otherwise, he might have had the ball and was able to get away, send Cove forward. In the end, it's in Christies Beach's forward line. They'll tap it forward. It was Harrison Butcher with the work towards the square. Cove just staying alive in that pocket. Thump from Pearce. Here come Christies. Oh, there's a player down who hasn't quite got back up yet. The kick is a long distance kick and it's a behind. I'm worried about these behinds. We're now, according to the scoreboard here, 1 goal the difference.
These behinds can make the game. That was Pearce on ground level before.
And I'm kind of
sucking
thinking,
in the big ones.
I'm kind of thinking if the scoreboard is out, someone is going to tell them. So I'm going to keep an eye on it. But right now, 1 goal the difference, Ollie.
Mark along the outer wing, wants to move it back inboard. There's a man, it's Plenty on his own. Can he hold the mark? No.
Yes?
Yes, Mark's paid, but it jumped off. I swear that jumped off Kirkland's chest. I think a replay would have to be used for that one.
Well, I think part of what you got to understand with these Ollies is, okay, we're seeing it from our angle.
The umpire's
As I
seen
look
it
at
from
him,
the other.
what angle did the umpire have? And I suspect that might have been one where the view was blocked.
So it's up for Plenty to be honest and say, look, it wasn't a mark.
Oh, like a walk-off in the cricket. Yeah, good luck.
Maybe you should be walking off like the cricket, Gilchrist style. From 30 metres out. Kicked a really good goal before. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. No. He's kicked 1 goal, 2 this quarter.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if you're looking at Cove and a player who's lifted in this quarter, he could have almost had the game won off his boot.
Almost
at this point.
Word. Almost is the key. Opportunities fading for Plenty.
I reckon we've got about 8 minutes of the final quarter as Bennett gets it, swings it across. Last thing Christies would want to do is give it up. They'll play the defensive side. Ignores Bennett, kicks it down the wing, and in the end, not the best option. It is over the sponsor's sign and out of bounds on the full, and here come the Cobras.
So Cove short kick along that out of the wing. Mark's taken, barely 15. Inside 50, hammering it home. Plenty sat there. In the end, the big leap, it came from Churchill, and that could go through.
No, they're behind. That was courtesy of Bursch.
Halfway through the second quarter for Port Adelaide, they are trailing Hawthorn by 7 points. For Port fans, and that mark is taken there from Mackenzie Neal. Kicked 2 goals and featured in the best players last week for the B grade. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Short kick there to Bennett, right across the ground into the sun. Well juggled from Chibnall.
Chibnall brings it back inboard. So if you're looking at a possession count, Christies will probably have it all over the Cove, but they've only got it 25 metres out from their goal.
They've got to attack. They've got to go quick too.
They've got Kerwin in open space, which frees up a man momentarily. The ball's not going to sit. That was really good work by Wal Murphy. Had no time to get it away, and he did. It was from Kerwin onto Hooper. The Saints are inside 50, trailing by 8. Quick repel from Cove. They've got a mark. Chance to reset. Here comes the run to a 2-on-1 forward line. Saints have a player back deep. Wordsworth does well, picks it up, gives it don't argue, gets it on the boot but sends it wayward. It's a behind. You just got to think all these behinds might either count in the end or be a critical difference. 11-10 on the Sportal scoreboard. That's Cove. That's 76. It is Christies Beach 10-7-67 by my reckoning. By the scoreboard, it's 9 points.
Last week was his first A-grade game in almost 12 months for Aaron Wordsworth. Missed that shot there. He might have another opportunity because Christies are living dangerously.
Cove got really good forward pressure here at the moment.
So Will Murphy and now Siemens. That kick cannot be 15. Come on, umpire. That one's barely 15 too. Maybe it's just a small ground, but this is ridiculous. Braden Popper has the football in a wing. That one certainly got the journey.
I think that's 15.
High ball and punch towards the line. We'll throw it in. That came off Butcher's.
Who you got at the moment, Ollie? I mean, Cove are playing better than I thought. The Christies haven't given up just yet.
If I had to, well, I tipped Christies in the beginning, so I'm going to back myself in.
Yeah. Who will get their first win of what they hope will be a big 2026 season? For Christies, back-to-back finals. They hope for Cove a return to finals. You get the vibe. Not the pre-season predictions mean much. You get the vibe. It's going to be one of them.
Oh, I hate that word, vibe.
Do you? Oh.
I'm more of a feelings man. You get the feeling.
I thought vibe was a feeling.
Vibe is a feeling, but everybody uses that word for so many different meanings, and they don't actually know what it means anyway.
Okay.
That's my little, annoying thing.
All right. If I want to annoy you, I know what button to push now. Thank you.
Oh, gee, thanks. Inside 50 they go. 2-on-1 for Christies Beach. Sort of being held. Plenty held him. 3-on-1 now. As Sevens gets back, and Churchill can relieve the pressure.
Yeah,
taken.
Not sure a long kick inside 50 is going to do it for Cove. Christies have that extra man back. They're going to have to just work it through into 50, get within range and unleash a shot. Of course, what that means is if there's a spare Christies player inside 50, then there's going to be a spare Cove player. As it's down the other end, there's a Cove player coming off. Ollie, just keep an eye on that for me. Is that?
Could be. Is it the man? No.
No, it's not.
No, it's Christopher Birch.
Birch, who's been a target today.
He's kicked 2 goals and I think a behind as well. As Christies, the one thing they're good at is moving it around their defence. But when you're behind on the scoreboard, you've got to go forward.
I can hear all the Saints fans that aren't here saying, stop going sideways, go, go, go. We're still a fair way from the finish. I reckon at least 10 minutes away. And it's only, it's a 2-goal game. If you get the next 2 goals, they'll be in front. The only thing that's not likely at the moment is a draw.
I wouldn't speak too soon. So
that's what I'm here for. It's with Daniel Lee. Yeah. Too far out to score. He'll go across. Ooh. Don't mind this.
What's that?
Spots up Sable, and he's got a man in the pocket, in the gum tree pocket. There's a kid climbing a tree, which has got to be, there's 4 of them distracting. And it's Maisie.
Well, Maisie's certainly their superstar up front. How many goals did he kick today?
2.
2.
I mean, here's the thing. You want to pick a player with the ball for Christies to have the ball in their hand in this moment, he's the man.
That's exactly right. And can't deliver.
Can't deliver. Okay. 10-8, 68 of Christies, 11-10, 76.
Look at the man left, sucking in the big ones on the bench. A lot of cramp in that left leg.
Yeah, that's one of the Christies players at the moment getting the attention of the physios. Long kick out, beautifully read off hands by Pearce. Here come Cove, they've got an open man at 50. They got a runner, they can set this up, it's theirs to Butcher. There's the mark. Taken by Jaden Morton. That's just how they do it at training, Ollie.
That was much a training drill. He kicked 2 goals in the B grade last week. His 3rd A grade game in 2 years. And could he have the sealer? Is this the moment?
Well,
they're just in front on the scoreboard. This could do it.
Morton delivers his 2nd. Cove have their 12th. It's a 14-point margin, which for mine is equal game high, and it's all for Christies to do now. They're going to need 2, possibly 3 goals from here to claim it.
So this is the interesting moment because Christies Beach are used to the big ground and they're playing on small ground. So you would think their fitness would be better than Cove. But, of course, a lot of the players had the bye last week. Cove didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it evens
is
out.
That extra game of match hardened play come in? Who did the harder pre-season? A lot of things you find out in close games of footy, Ollie.
We're just going to have to wait and see as the ruckman go at it. Archibald got most of the tap, though it wasn't to great effect. That was against Kirkland, who's played over 200 games in his careers, including 20 last year, 10 times featuring in the best plays. One of those 4 plays, 10 times in the best plays for Christies Beach. So ball was in the air and it's now going to wander another ball up. So we're stucking towards the centre of the ground, dangerous for both teams. Plays amongst the football. Holder's there. Haven't seen Holder for about a quarter. Number 41, Riley. Could he be the man to finish it up? And we'll get another ball up.
Just the...
No.
3 goals kicked this quarter, 2 to Cove against the scoring end. Christie's just won so far.
Opportunity came for Christies Beach. Right towards the goal square after holding the ball call. Probably the right call. He did drag it in. And we're going to get a ball up.
Great to have our sponsors on board. Our major sponsors this year, Filming Footy, are Pro Build Australia for all your renovation repairs, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, and Doman & Co. Real Estate.
So pushed out a little further from Christies Beach attacking goal. They won't like that. Hallett Cove, it's a couple of men on the ground. This is where it really gets troubling. This is where the cramp creeps in.
Yep.
And things start to look a little shaky on the injury side of things, on the fitness side of things. Cove will be glad to have their nose in front. 12 goals, 10 that leads Christies Beach 10-8. Bulls back in play, not for very long.
I reckon we've gone about 18 minutes.
18 minutes is your call. We should definitely start a timer. Kick forward for Hallett Cove. 2 on about 5 there. There's a good contest from Plenty. Now that intercept, the smother in fact. And well done from Hopper, although his handball was intercepted. To the detriment of Christies Beach, and they're going to hold it in. We'll try again.
So Cove have got it at least out of the danger zone. Christies need 2 kicks, you would think, from there. And Ollie, you might want to start thinking around your best on ground players, because I would say about 5 minutes and you might need to head down.
I've certainly got some players in mind. I am waiting though for these last 5 minutes. Can someone pop up, grab a big moment?
Can someone who's had a good game have a great game with the sealer and make it beyond all reasonable doubt? Cove, if they get one more, they're there. And to be honest, if there's no goal the next 5 minutes, I reckon they're there. That's a little on the high side.
So this is Christies Beach opportunity. They've got to make something from this exact play.
Yep.
Short kick.
Time to be a little bold with it, I'm afraid.
Pushed out wide. Strong hands, really strong. That came from Braden Hopper.
On debut for the Saints today.
That is true. Where'd he come from again?
Aldinga, I think.
That is right. So Aldinga have lost a good one in Hopper. The richer get richer, the poorer get poorer. Bouncing ball, this could finish it off. He's caught. Umpire. The goal's been kicked, I reckon. It's been cleared. All clear. Umpire did not pay the decision. It's his 3rd goal. I'm not sure who kicked it, in fact.
It was Morton. Morton with
goal.
his 3rd. Sorry, I shouldn't have given you 3. That would confuse you. So 2 goals last week to Jaden Morton. Got a promotion to the A's and has kicked 2 final quarter goals. And that, Holly Riddle, is all she wrote.
I reckon you're pretty much right. 13-10 for Hallett Cove, 10-8 for the visitors in Christies Beach. Hallett Cove will move to 1-1 on the ladder after a loss to Flagstaff Hill last week. And I think both teams will be pleased with today's performance. Hallett Cove, though, they probably had their noses in front for most of it, but a small margin.
All right, back in the middle. And of course, as soon as the game is kind of over, it opens up for Christies. Coakley's kick. They need one quickly. It's been down this part of the field a fair bit. Cove's defence in this final quarter has been outstanding. they've only allowed Christies Beach in this final quarter to kick 1 goal 3, and it might be that 3 that they might root in a situation where they had to make every post a winner. That's a high kick. I'm not even sure who kicked it. I don't think it travelled anywhere north and south. There's a tackle laid in frustration on Coal State. No prior opportunity. At least it's in the shade. It's been a warm one. Players will enjoy the 5th quarter. It's Spotify night at Christies Beach tonight.
It is, yes.
So you don't have to explain how that works, but I think you enter $5 and you get a tune. Spotify goes random, and if your song is the last one, you win the money.
Like musical chairs.
Musical chairs with Spotify. Shot goal here from the veteran. Right on the line, and
I reckon it's gone through.
It's a goal. Aidan Coakley, who played his first game in 2010, Tail and Bend, a Christies Beach junior. He has won. Probably needed it 5 minutes ago without conceding the last Hallett Cove one. But if they get another one quickly, Ollie, you never know.
You be the optimist. I'm going to say that was a participation prize there. Probably hard. It's hard to say. He's had a good game.
I think I know of good cop, bad cop, who the good cop is.
So we're counting down the minutes, maybe even the seconds. I'd say we're certainly into extra time here. For the Southern Football League, round 2, Hallett Cove, they're going to get away with the chocolates. We assume, although Christies Beach could move it forward. This is John T. Murphy. Got it from Reese Mundy, and now we're going to go out wider here. Hallett Cove option to go forward and relax with Sweet. Along the inner wing, nicely positioned came Holder. Lincoln Holder, who's had an outstanding game. Ball's over the line.
I think what will really please Coach Matt Pethick about this is that I was going to say the vibe, I'll change it. The feedback I got from Cove when I came down for some interviews was that what really frustrated them in their 6-12 record last year was close losses. Well, here they've had a close game that they could have had another close loss, but instead they found a way to finish the stronger, and the way this is going, to prevail with the points.
Number there, that was really nicely done by Sable. Not Sable, sorry. That was the Zachary Thomas, who featured in the B grade best players last week. Straight into the team for Hallett Cove.
Well, I was just the other side. The Christies Beach women's side is all out and ready to go. They've got a 5 o'clock game with Hallett Cove. I think it's on the old soccer oval.
So that game should start in 6 minutes. I believe that game's on the main oval, and the further game behind them is on the soccer oval.
Okay, cool. Oh, then they want this game to hurry up and finish then. Ollie,
Bennett,
after this kick, I think you need to take off.
I reckon you're right.
So you need your prizes, your phone, and your microphone.
My prizes, my phone.
And your phone to take a picture at the end, and the microphone to swing back and forth. As that's a nice kick. Well,
and it's got it. 2 goals.
2 goals. Yeah.
Maybe, just maybe there's a chance.
8 points. 8 points the margin, possibly 7. I'm still worried about that 8th point that Christie's got. But I'm just not sure there's enough time left. I just saw one of the coaches look up at the timekeeper's box. Didn't look too animated afterwards. Wasn't giving anything away. Crowd, not really into it. Suspecting we think we know where this is going, but I'll tell you what. A centre clearance here and a quick goal, you never know. But it will be... Oh, Christies thought they had the clearance. Cove thought they did. They do. Okay. To the square it goes. And in the end, is that a holding the ball? No, it will be a ball up, and that will suit Cove just fine. It did spish out over the line. That was after the whistle went. So if Christies are to do something absolutely remarkable, they have to go the length of this football field to get it within a kick. From the boundary. Oh, it was allowed to bounce through. Margin 9. Okay, Christies have it. They got to go, 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 and go. Getting in the way. Stopping Jonty Murphy from taking off. Sometimes the stoppages are just as important as anything else, and that was well done by Zach Thomas. Tap from Christies. Hogg, been one of their best. If he's not in the top 5, I'll be surprised. Free kick, Christies. Over the shoulder, I think, is the ruling. It's with Harrison Butcher. Butcher's looking for options. Umpire says play on. Yep, got to go inboard, got to go long. Is that a clunk? No, it's a drop. Sits at the 50-metre arc. This is where Cove can shut it down. Tick away a few more seconds. Siren, you suspect, is kind of imminent. It's been a reasonably low-scoring quarter. Although, no, that's actually wrong, because Christies have kicked a few late. Probably been about... There's the siren! A super Saturday for the Cobras. The A-grade, who struggled with the close ones last year, won a great one today. And after a competitive effort last week, they get the chocolates at home in round 2. Christies, plenty to take out of it. A big outing first up, and they will take a lot out of that. So, final scores on the Sportal scoreboard as Ollie goes to find our award winner. The Cove, 13-11. That is 89. It is, as we wait to check actually if the final scores are correct, Christies 12-8, 80. So by the scoreboard, it's Cove by 9. Let's have a quick look and see if it's by 8 or by 9. It is kind of academic, but would like to get this fairly correct. Scores are correct. All right, I'm glad I didn't make too much of that. It was Cove by 9 points. Okay, earlier today, under 13s, Cove by 39. Under 15s, Cove by 60. Under 17 and a halves, Cove by 149s. And in the Rezzies, Cove by 18. They are, to quote Tom Gleeson, 5 from 5 on the main oval today, with the women's to come. There's also a Masters game. So having been swept by Christies Beach last year, Cove get the first win this year. Don't have any other final scores, something we'll work on as the season progresses. Ollie's got his winner, and he'll be joining us pretty soon. I want to thank the sponsors for the Southern Footy League this year: Air Diffusion Australia, So Cloudy Web Design, SA Landscaping Supplies, the Master Plumbing Association of SA, Fluio Milk Company, Paladin, Sharon, Sports Centre, All Frames and Mirrors, Belgravia Apparel, the PW Collection, Dartfish, the Youth and Sport Foundation.
Real good, set, ready to roll.
Pro Build Australia, Air Diffusion Australia, the Aussie Inn at Hackham, Domain and Co Real Estate. We've got our man, Ollie Riddle, with someone to give some prizes to. Let's go to Ollie.
Congratulations, Lincoln Holder. You are our man of the match. You'll get not only the iconic Fielding Footy beanie, today's not really the weather for it, but the Archie's footwear as well.
Sweet, thanks, mate.
Tell you what, they really turned it on today, the weather, and so did you boys.
Yeah, we really cracked in. I think we had a few changes this week, but the main message for us was just to have 4 quarters of effort. We know that our footy can stack up against good teams this year, and today we were able to do that for 4 quarters, which we were stoked with, and walk away with a close win.
Yeah, speaking of close wins, you had a lot of close losses last year. What's it like mentally to really put yourself through another close game and to get the chocolates?
I think for us, like, we obviously trust what we've been doing on the track for the last sort of 18 months with our new coach, and yeah, it's obviously we've had a few close games and those results haven't gone our way, but today, thankfully, we're on the other end, and I think that just shows that our processes are starting to work.
You've got the bye next week, and then Ranella, you're going to head down and watch the Wine Flyers next week?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll all get around our B grade against Noarlunga, obviously, and then Probably, obviously watch the footage back if we don't get down and watch Ranella and, reset for a home game in 2 weeks' time.
Right. Congratulations. Well done, Lincoln.
Thanks, mate.
Here are your thorns, your Archie's footwears, your beanie. Good. Well, back to you, Phil. Back in the studio. We'll get a photo with you.
All right, thanks, Ollie. Congratulations to our award winner, and got to get that photo. That was Lincoln Holder, best on ground by the coaches last week, and this week he gets a prize to take away with that. Hope he doesn't miss the song. Looks like his teammates have taken off without him. All right, almost time for a wrap. Want to just mention, of course, the filming footy or the broadcast sponsors. They have been magnificent getting us on board. We're here every week, the Ollie and Phil and Josh show, through the Southern Football League season and all the finals. Pro Build Australia, thanks to Jack Lever for all your renovation repairs, Jack Lever. Air Diffusion Australia, your one-stop air conditioning trade centre. The Aussie Inn at Hackham, a good fee guaranteed there. And Sam Domain, Domain & Co. Real Estate. Dartfish Live Stats. Get in touch with those, help your footy club. Just wait till Monday before you ring row it. Sportable Scoreboard, been busy today. Classic Clashes, UTF Trailers, Archie's Footwear, and of course filming footy as we end our 216th game that's been filmed today. Ollie, really, you're back. Well done.
Yeah, it's not easy to try and remember the faces when you're out in the middle as well. But we found Lincoln. He had a fantastic game. Kicked 3 goals, we believe.
Yep.
And, he was brilliant right from the set, so he set the tone. I actually asked him, do you want to come and do the interview? He said, don't you want my brother?
No. He'll get some.
Oh, of course he'll get some.
He played a good game. Lincoln was best on ground last week and they lost him to Flaggies. He was their leading goal scorer. So if it was up for conjecture, at least his previous efforts certainly made him a worthy winner. Your takeaway from today, Ollie?
The takeaway, it's interesting. 4 quarters, and I don't think we learned a lot that we didn't already assume. We thought Christies were a good team. We thought Cove were a similar-ish team. And that's pretty much what we got. A close, even game. As Lincoln just said, 18 months with the coach now. They're really starting to get down to the nitty-gritty bits and pieces. I think Cove are going to be a much better team in 7th this year. But I also like the look at Christies Beach as well.
Alrighty, time to wrap it up. The games next week, might get your just sort of couple of word thoughts. Ironbank Cherry Gardens, who had the bye hosting Flaggies. We haven't heard if they made it to Aldinga or not.
Well, yeah, Ironbank, Flagstaff Hill. Ironbank's oval's always tricky. They got a good home ground advantage, but Flagstaff, one of the big 4 clubs, I would be picking them.
Christies get their home opener, round 3, Anzac Day against Ranella, to me, the hottest team in the comp at the moment.
Well, do we know if Ranella got the job done?
Well, they had a 30-point halftime lead, so it's a good...
So if Ranella have gone on to beat Happy Valley, you could almost give them an early premiership tip. And that says a lot because it's round 2.
Yep. Here's a big one for the 2 clubs involved. Aldinga hosting Morfett Vale.
That is an interesting one. The last couple of years, I think Morfett Vale was finished a touch higher. But to me, I would probably tip, where's it played at?
Aldinga.
Then maybe go for them.
Yeah. One of those ones where both, as a Woodville fan in the 80s, we used to always circle the games against West Torrens. As bad as we were, we always had a chance against Torrens. I think it's that kind of game both will expect to win. One will be happy. And then, game of the week, Anzac Day. We're going down to Premier's Park, Port Noarlunga, the Cockle Divers, Happy Valley, the Vikings. Played an epic grand final. Let's hope this one's half as good.
Can't wait for this one as the umpires walk out for the A-grade women. Happy Valley, Port Noarlunga. Happy Valley will want to respond. But Port Noarlunga, they played well last week. They played very well this week against, of course, Morfett Vale. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a cracker.
Alrighty. Thank you, Ollie. Also, thanks to Josh on camera, Warudi, our national manager, John Douglas, all the Filming Footy family. So great to be back in action. I'm Phil Hurd, most of all, thanks to you for joining us here at Cove this afternoon, where it's been a day for Cove. They've won all 5 grades, including the Bs, by 18 points, and the A's in the end by 9. Anzac Day live stream next week, Port Noarlunga hosting Happy Valley. Cannot wait. Until then, this has been the Southern Football League. Thanks. to filming footy.